Alrighty, ready then. Hello everyone. Welcome. Should we not have the camera like in front of the rules? I guess the rules being in front makes more sense. It just looks bad with the Christmas cam. I guess it's New Year now, right? So we should definitely get rid of the Christmas cam. The Christmas potato, maybe we'll bust them out next year if nobody's come in with another one. And what should we start the year off with? I don't know, man. Maybe we should go to the very first one ever. Yeah? The one that I've got labeled as #1 from the first batch, and we'll see how we go. Maybe we'll go to doing daily potatoes through this year or something. Anyway, so there you go. That's #1. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome. As I've got in the title here, I can't believe it's Saturday. Wait, do I have in the title? Twitch hasn't updated. Maybe I need to refresh. I'm doing that now. Oh no, I guess I don't have it in the title. I was gonna have it in the title. I can't believe it's Saturday. This week has whizzed me by. I'm in a real slump at the moment. I have been doing competition judging, but the way I've been doing it is balancing taking submissions between PvP queues, which has kind of slowed me down. But I'm in like a real rut. I'm in a real situation where I'm just sort of mindlessly doing certain things over and over and over again. It's bad. It's genuinely really bad. Now, I'll put on a great, happy show, smiley show for you guys here. But my God. Hopefully, I will get to regular videos and things coming out soon enough. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about that more very soon. It's good to see you guys. Hey, was watching an old VOD of yours with your stream open. Suddenly there were 2 WPs talking in my ear. Actually gave me a fright for a second. My chat isn't working. I can see it on stream, but I can't see it on the actual website, which is bad because that's where I actually watch it from. So let's try and refresh again. Test. There you go. It's appearing now. All right, that's good. So yeah, I'll quickly kick it. I was going to say skip it or kick it to the intro here. This should be an exciting stream because, if I remember correctly, on Monday, I had a little bit to drink, and while sort of tipsy even, we got quite close to the end of Merciless, and on top of that, we actually did one of the harder threatening missions that's coming up. I predicted on that stream about 3 to 4 hours of gameplay left, and 2 hours if it was really quick. So what this could mean is if I go a little bit longer today, 2.5 hours to 3, if it feels like we're going to finish it, we might actually finish it. Or I'll die and we'll go back to square one, obviously. So we'll see. What's going on, 41 Wall? So yeah, I'm just going to go get some coffee. I hope you guys are all doing good. Don't, get bored immediately when we're on the stream starting thing. This is just sort of a little intro. Hi. But yeah, it's good to see you all. Hi, Jin Buck. Hi, Steve McGee. Hi, Rain Pumpkin. We had 3 subs instantly. That's insane. MMO Shards. Happy New Year. Wish you the best for 2018. Thanks very much. Wish you all the best too. I wish I could talk about some of these entries with you guys. I wish I could. The thing is, I'd be quite mean about some of them. I want to like sing the praises and scream about how incredible many of them are, and I also want to bitch and whinge and rant and moan about some of them as well. But that would just be so rude and so like unbelievably like terrible of me. But yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about some stuff. Hey, Glassy Ducky. I'll see you guys probably in about 3 minutes tops. Don't go anywhere. All right, there we go. I forgot. I actually already boiled it about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I say I'm surprised that it's Saturday. I'll tell you why. I only realized I was due for this stream. I thought it was Friday. I genuinely thought it was Friday. And I only realized I was due for this stream about 40 minutes ago. Something like that. Where I just happened... Well, no, it did. Something in me dinged. I was like, 5 o'clock's coming. It's not stream day, is it? And then I was like, wow, it genuinely is. So anyway, a bit back, I boiled the kettle, completely unanticipating it. And then realized that. 10 minutes, 40 minutes, one of those. Anyway, yeah, so hello everybody. Welcome. We are on a pretty exciting stream, I would say. This is about as exciting as it gets for this format. So let's hope we got something good. A few of you asked questions just while we were on the intro there, so I will choose to attempt to answer them. Let's see. Afternoon all, and Happy New Year from Pan Mocatmagiril. Hello, Happy New Year. All right, so Aludis says, so how does chat feel with will the hunter finish the game? I think that's quite a strong possibility. So yeah, the ranger, will we actually manage to get through? I think probably. I don't know, maybe maybe I'm jinxing it there. Maybe my arrogance will only serve to punish me because, you know, Schadenfreude, and that's what people like on the internet. And now that I've said that I'm confident, I'll be torn down. It does seem to be the way the things go. But I'm feeling like if I was comfortable with it earlier on the Monday stream, I can't imagine why I would do a lot worse this time. I don't know. It's hard to assess. It depends on the choices we make and things as well, which hopefully you guys will actually get some votes on for once, because I keep accidentally skipping through on the dialogue. So yeah, Happy New Year. It says Benji to the Spuds and so forth. Welcome. We did invite a fair few new Spuds just today. If you've sent an application, I believe you should have gone through already. The music's orgasmic. Yeah, I do like that music. That is Path of Fire music. People ask me what game soundtrack is that from. That's from this game. It's Path of Fire. I don't know where it plays in Path of Fire, but there. Rain Pumpkin says, have you already had an entry that surprised you for the good side? Oh, I need to advertise this stream as well. So I have actually advertised this on YouTube today, or I'm just publishing it now, which scares me. Usually I don't like doing that because if I haven't done regular videos, I feel like I get a lot of haters. People are like, ah, he's going to Twitch, and they get really angry. And that's not true. The truth is that if Twitch streams weren't as easy to just pop on and do, even with no inspiration and stuff, you wouldn't have seen any of these either. If I'm in a slump, I'm in a slump. Very rarely has one thing ever traded for another. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. I just have a feeling it will be like... I mean, I literally don't even look at those videos. Some of those videos I've done have been, like, terribly ruined with bad audio and stuff. I do no proof checking of them or anything. And I don't read the comments on them. I don't look at anything on them. They're there while the stream's up, and then they get deleted instantly. That's it, basically. Or privated. Anyway, I was asked... I don't know what that tangent was. I was going to conclude that tangent somehow. But yeah, Rain Pumpkin says, have any contest entry surprised me for the good side? Meaning you know that one will probably be top 3, 5. Yeah, so a slight peek behind the curtain. What I'm doing is, as I go through every single submission, they either get immediately discarded because I know they're not going to win, or they're pretty good entries and they go to what I'm calling the long list, which are candidates for winning, or it's a really good entry and it goes onto the short list. And as I go through, the shortlist will build into basically the top 25, and then like I'm judging more. I'm trying to be very careful with my words here. Judging more carefully and comparing within the shortlist sort of thing. I also have a third list, which is the weird list, which currently has 3 links on it, and they're just very odd submissions that would never win, but they're just really odd submissions, which I kind of want to share at some point. Maybe you can guess which is which. But yeah, so yeah, there have been a lot that have surprised me, definitely. I don't know, it's interesting. There's a lot that I've learned from it. It's difficult to talk about. Like, one thing that's been really interesting from the competition is like, it's been quite heartening. It's been a bit of a confidence boost for me in some ways. Like, I don't know, how do I talk about this? This is tricky. I tend to think, like, everything I do is like really bad. Like, genuinely, I'm not particularly, you know, people ask me what you're most proud of, WP and stuff. Work wise, I'm not really that proud of what I do. Generally, I think a lot of what I do is a bit crap, a bit low effort, a bit easy, a bit, You know, I really don't have that much pride in what I'm doing at the moment, anyway. So, you know, but the competition is quite interesting because it is there's a lot of people who've never made videos before who are now making videos, and it's really interesting to sort of see how far people come. Do you know what I mean? I guess, I don't know. Maybe you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say there. But it's been nice to see that, and it's nice to see where everyone starts out and the kind of things that people go for. Anyway, I'm being too vague. Let's move on. I'm being too vague. Sounds like the Iron Man challenge from Warcraft, says Mark. Yeah, I guess other games will have challenges like this. Rain Pumpkin says, by the way, can you show the graveyard? I missed some stream and want to see the deaths I missed. We haven't had any updates to the graveyard for ages. It's literally just the first page, right? I don't... Or did we have a death that I forgot about? Did we go Human Guardian straight to this, the Ranger? And we're still here and the Ranger's going to go? I think this is it, guys. Honestly, I don't think there's been any updates. Happy New Year from myself and Rahili. Happy New Year to you two both. Pan and Rahili. What if he dies at Zaitan? I could indeed. Those AoEs. Who knows? Peanut butter with toast and coffee. That's a good breakfast, man. Peanut butter and toast. Epic. I'm just going to be annoying and ask, where's the videos, you lazy bum ... man? Did you just come from YouTube? See, I knew this would happen, basically. It plays in Vabi. Oh, that music plays in Vabi, does it? That's interesting. Does the player need to complete personal story only in this challenge? Well, you can go further, but that is the core idea. If this ever happens again, no, I'm not going to do this again. This has been too big of a project. The entirety of this judging thing has just been this. It's nuts. This has not been worth it at all. Like, from a professional standpoint, from a psychological standpoint, it's been a bad idea, I think. I need to be really careful about taking on board too much work or setting myself too idealistic goals. I'm in the fallacy of sunk cost now, where it's like, okay, I've already sunk a month into judging. I may as well just keep going, because to give up on my original ambition now would be to betray the whole thing and make it feel even more worthless. Which, of course, is silly and blah, 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 but, you know. So, yeah, this is the one. Next expansion, there will not be a get cow competition or anything like that. It will not happen. It's too much. I want to finish it the way I originally envisaged doing it, even if it took ages, and then I want to be proud of that, and then say, all right, that's another thing I've done, and then I'll go pursue other things. One of your overlays, which says level appropriate, is spelt wrong. Yeah, I think I heard about that before. It's very low on my list to care about. WP, I love you and I missed you. Well, I don't understand people saying they miss me or whatever, because these have been very regular. These have not stopped. If anything, I've streamed maybe double the amount that I normally would, just from that extra stuff. My character's missing my human female. I think she was named Goddess Riku. Dude, I didn't realize you were Goddess Riku. Hey, Wooden, I have an Ellie, and I wanted to get back into it, but I like to solo things, and I find it quite hard to stay alive half the time. Now, I know that Ellie can be squishy, but how do you... I don't know what context you're talking about, mate. What are you talking about? Playing Fresh Air Weaver in PvP? You talking about being in raids on a staff? What are you talking about? Fractals? What are you talking about? If it's PvE, it's going to come down to you learning the encounters. You didn't come from YouTube, but I haven't had the time to watch your streams over the holidays. I missed some VODs. I'm having withdrawal. Yeah, I just posted 3 more VODs on WP2 within the hour. Get cow, yeah. Loda says, no, it isn't the fallacy of sunk cost. I think it's great you're really sick into finishing it. You have no idea how much that heartens me to hear, but it is the fallacy of sunk cost. I could right now end this stream and just like click through the entries really quickly and essentially just pull them out of a hat and pretend to you all that there was some deep thought behind it. And that would be it. The competition would be done. Regular videos would be back. I could do that. I really could do that. You could see the video about within maybe 3 hours of the stream closing. That would be it. I would be back to regular Wooden Potatoes programming. I could do that right now. I could have done that yesterday. I could have done that on New Year's Day, which is I wanted some special stuff out for you guys on New Year's Day and I didn't get it. But I haven't done it and I've let it pile up and up and up. And now I feel like all this misery I've been through would feel even more pointless if I did. Do you know what I mean? Anyway. I think it is the fallacy of sunk costs. I really do. Not that. The one I named that died, some motive I don't remember, no problem. The PvP VODs were rather entertaining to look after the holidays. Well, I'm glad. Speaking of which, so there we go. We've caught up. This is like a first time in a while some event hasn't been going on in Guild Wars. Isn't Wednesday still live? Or did Wednesday turn off now? I don't remember if it turned off. Anyway, so check this out, guys. All right. Yeah, I'm in PvP. Like I said, this is what I've been doing, man. In my rut. It's been kind of nice, though, to be able to balance leisure with the other stuff. Anyway, this build I talked a little bit about before. I was running it like a div. I was running Chaos, not Illusions. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I've been playing a lot of that this week. I'm still pretty naff at it. But because it's so fast and it has Portal, as long as you understand Conquest and vaguely understand rotating, you can be all right. So here's a little story for you all. One thing I've always been quite excited about on the PvP side of things, and the hope that it would grow, is this. That new people would come to PvP with no friends, no nothing. They're total losers. They're all on their own. They start playing it. Free-to-play players, yeah? They do some hot joins, they enjoy themselves, they unlock unranked, we know that you get that immediately anyway. They start doing it, they get a bit more competitive, they decide to buy one of the expansions. They have elite specializations, they're more competitive. While they're playing unranked, they start to make a couple of friends. They take one of their friends into duos for ranked eventually, and they climb out of silver, out of gold, into plat, and then finally they're at that point where, you know, they're competitively queuing. But they've got a couple of people they start duoing with. Then ATs start, and people start, like, pairing off, and they start making little ad hoc pug groups, and then they go through. This has been something I've always been, you know, it's a progression from being a nothing to having a community and being invested monetarily and all kinds of ways into the game. I do think that that through line is there. It's just a bit obscure and blurred, and the devs need to iron it out a little bit more, and they don't do these things for some reason. Well, not for some reason, I guess we know why. Anyway, that's something I've liked. Idealistically, that's what PvP is, and then it snowballs, and the community builds and builds and builds and builds and builds. So I've had, I should say, present tense, a slight sign that that is going on. Because the league is now over, and I'm, you know, top 50 or whatever, 51... I don't think this got anything to do with me being wooden potatoes, and I've been queuing unranked. I just get random party invites from people now, PvPers, just random invites. I get maybe 2 or 3 a day. And this is not, oh, it's because you're WP, Guild Wars, E-Fame, blah, 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 blah. You know, I have a baseline. I know the difference. I know. And, it's all just PvPers. I think that it's just people where basically when a daily tourney comes up, I've even had it happen while I'm appearing offline, is when one of the 3 daily automated tournaments come up, people do pair up for these random pugs to do the tourneys. And I've declined all of them, except one. So the slight story is I did get a random invite, and on a whim, I accepted it. I don't really know the people I was playing with. No mention of the word wood potatoes or anything was mentioned. So I assume that they sent me the invite because I was on the leaderboard or because they'd seen me in an unranked or something. There was no voice comms. There was barely any chat at all. And we did the tourney and we ended up winning the tourney. And like I said, I really wasn't able to compete with those people. Like, I couldn't 1v1 the NG. The only real thing in the finals, the only person I could actually take a 1v1 fight with was a Scourge, who was often, you know, being humped by a Firebrand. But it was nice. It was nice to get a bit of an experience of the competitive side of Guild Wars 2 again for the first time in a long time. But like I said, I couldn't compete, really, but because I'm so fast and you get a portal, it kind of doesn't matter. You can just sort of... Like, I was being hunted by a thief the entire time. And all I had to do was just walk around and not die, basically. And just drop a portal, get a newt, get a full cap, walk off, and just basically do that. And then on occasion, contribute a mid-fight with a Condi Burst on someone. That's it. It's kind of... This is a build where you can be really, really bad at the game, but if you're good at Conquest, it's actually pretty alright. So anyway, yeah, I now have 55 QP, I think. Where do I see this? Tournaments, yeah, 65 QP. Because I got 10 from... No, what did I get? I've only played 2. Anyway, I got first place. I got 50 from a first place. And then I guess I got 15 here on a stream I did with Jebro. The only 2 tourneys I've done since the olden days. Since like 2013. And they scrapped the old system. So I've now got these. I don't know how many you need to get into the monthly. To bid on this, which is just ridiculous rewards. Like, genuinely insane rewards. But yeah, so there you go. A little bit of a PvP story. I won't bang on about it too much here today. But yeah, interesting build, and I do feel more confident with it. For random unranked, it's really solid. You can blow a lot of people up that aren't expecting it, and you can just so easily leave whenever it's, you know, Like, if I ever see an NG, I'm just like, screw it, I won't fight. If it's a competent SD thief, I'll just screw it, I won't fight. And you just leave, and you can just, you know... I go on average maybe 0 or 1 death a game for, like, the past 50 games or something. You just don't die. And you just keep pushing and aggressing nodes. It puts so much pressure on people. The win rates go sort of mental. Anyway, so there you go. That's my bragging about Mesmer. We're now done. Let's move on to a bit of Merciless, which is what you guys want. I know the Heart of the Mist is death to streams, so we'll be out of here in just a second. We're going to unbind dodge. We're going to unbind our heal skill. We're going to log out. We're going to put audio on. Sorry, you haven't had that the entire time. My bad. And we're going to log in on Drake Boy Lols. Now, I'm playing on fairly low graphics at the moment because I was trying to get my full 144 frames in PvP because it's just so sexy. How is that sword skin named? Oh, that's the silly scimitar you were looking at there. That's the silly scimitar. Sounds like you had fun, WP. I really have had a lot of fun. It's really... I liked the tourney. I wasn't very invested in it. I didn't really know who I was playing with or any of that. But it was fun, you know, I like that. It's like a drug, man. It's like, I don't know whether you guys, we've got any ex-StarCraft queuers or people who have tried climbing and stuff in League and stuff, but it really is. When you genuinely care about winning and you're a bit nervy, you know, and you're running out of the gate, it is fun. And it reminded me very much of the olden days where I really did used to be quite competitive about it and try. It's a shame, though, that you're reliant on having 4 other people that you're not going to fall out with, who can take you being a complete arsehole and stuff. Which is what I become when I become competitive. I'm just a horrible human being, I openly admit it. So yeah, it's a shame that the reality of being competitive rests on that. But yeah. Okay, so we got this guy. I guess we'll put the splits up just because we've done it every other thing. I still don't have a proper stopwatch, just BT dubs. I've got to navigate to the last stream and figure out what time we were on, and we'll get this rolling. Just so that I don't roll up the timer there any longer than is necessary. I'm just going to be on this screen here, and we're going to mute in-game dialogue. We'll also up our settings again before we hit the loading screen. By the way, when you do this, some of these only take effect on a map change or a loading screen change. So when you're trying to compare settings and stuff, make sure you have that in mind. There we go. I'm happy with that. Right, now, yeah, I just got to browse to my last stream, so let's just quickly go over here. You might hear old me talking for just 1 second while I try and mute it. Man, we played for almost 5 hours on that Merciless stream. 5 hours. All right, so the clock stopped at 8:03:46. So all I have to do here then is go edit. Nope. Yeah. So it's 8:03:46 and a 1/7 of a second. Not even a 1/7 of a second. What is that? That's 7/10 of a second? 7/100 of a second? Whatever. You guys get what I know. Alright, so we just go start. And we go split. The numbers are... This is like so arbitrary. It's just to have that rolling up, really, guys. That's all it is. Split. Oh, not share. Split. 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 We finished forming the pact. We're now on victory or death, right? And we're just going to keep rolling with it. So, there you go. Let's get in game. And the Merciless run begins. I'm just going to have another look at chat as well, because I want to catch up with you guys, as I probably missed some stuff. Yeah, I hope we've got this. I really do. I hope we've got this. So, in we go on Drake Boy Lols. Thanks very much for the couple of subs we had here. Ebrithel. Ebrithel, you just got your year, man. Hi, all. Happy New Year's. Dude, that's awesome. Congrats on your new badge. And Pan, you got the 6 months. I never noticed, but you did. So excited for this stream, said Steam Cage. All right, what do people say here? That's the previous week's stream. Sorry, Tesco meal deal. Hold on, what are we talking about? A Tesco meal deal? Let me just scroll. No, so what are people saying? You actually like how my Mesmer looks? Oh yeah, I did. The funny thing about PvP is there's so much downtime. I did start playing Fashion Wars 2 in the lobby, so yeah. WP, you ever going to do a full Path of Fire story video where you talk about the lore and everything? You only ever did the reviews, and I don't see any story coverage. I might be wrong. Yeah, there's been no coverage so far. I think there's a huge number of people who were watching my channel that now won't because they don't care about the story unless I'm holding their hand through it. I got to tell you the truth, though. Those are really boring videos to make. Just regurgitating the plot. It's really, really boring. And it really frustrates me that it's the boring, shitty videos that people seem to enjoy the most. Like a trailer analysis when they come out. People love those. People jerk off over those. You know how lazy and boring and just cookie cutter that stuff is? But yeah. Total losers her. Harsh. Who said that? WP, glad to see you're alive. Missing the videos. Oh, this is not going to stop, is it? And that really makes me feel so much worse when people say, where are the videos? Because I'm already beating myself up over it. I just feel worse whenever it happens. Anyway, I appreciate it comes from a nice place. Thank you very much. Not that, the one I named. All right, so we got that. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. So yeah, potato cam's a bit off. What's this about chat? Yeah, chat's supposed to be above because the timer's in the thing. Hopefully that's clear now. Was pretty serious StarCraft gamer, yeah? Yeah, it's that tension, right? What is my opinion on Tesco meal deal? What Tesco meal deal? Have they got some new thing going on with Tesco? Teach me. Alright, we've got to speak with Chahern. Oh yeah, so we got the airship instance here. Right. I need to familiarize myself with this character as well. What's going on with Tesco? Fill me in here. If people don't know, Tesco is a supermarket chain in the United Kingdom that have like all various sizes of shops. Oh, it's at the entrance, is it? It's not underneath. Thanks very much. Someone's got an eye for fine potatoes. Lily, 2 months in a row. You're a tier 3 sub, Lily. What? Have you always been a tier 3 sub? Lily, I got to know. What can I do to keep you around forever? What can I do? Seriously. How do I tailor these streams? How do I make the Lily show? I'm game for that. I'll sell out fully. Let's do it. What would make this stream better? Jordana 34. WP, not to be mean or anything, but now you don't seem to upload as many videos anymore, question mark. Should I turn the video off of YouTube? Because this is actually genuinely going to really bum me out if people keep doing this. Thanks for the sub anyway, though, dude. 9 months. Thank you. You like trailer analysis? Yeah, I know people like it, and they're easy to make. That one's easy to make, to be fair. But, you know, there's not actually anything special about it. That's sort of my point. You seem to be more angry at everything every time I join the stream. I'm not angry at the moment. I'm just a bit depressed, really. To be honest, I'm a bit grim on the inside. But I'm not angry. Jesus Christ, though. Thank you very much, Lily. For £3, you get a sandwich, pasta, snack crisps, and a drink. Wow. That's actually not bad, man. That's like a pretty good lunch right there. How long have they been doing that? Have you ever considered learning Latin? I'm thinking about maybe learning the basics since it's a dying language that might be gone in 100 years. I don't think Latin's going to go anywhere soon. I think if you want to learn a dying language for the sake of perpetuating it or something, you may as well pick like some tribal language from a remote region of the world. You know, like, isn't it something crazy like multiple in the double digits of languages become extinct per like week or something? It's like kind of scary. Or it's something ridiculous like that. We got to be careful here. I don't know when they're going to become violent, but they will. But no, I don't know whether I'd like to learn Latin. The reason I'd learn Latin is for like the intrigue of sort of learning where words in the English language come from and how certain words are made up. It would just be for that. But that slight interest I have in that topic isn't strong enough to, you know, make me go through such a tall order of learning a whole language. Is the toxic hybrid Encelis technically a Mordrum? I never... No, not a Mordrum. No, absolutely not. What would make you think it's a Mordrum? Is there something I'm missing there? Oh, I guess because Nightmare... Oh, actually, I get what you mean, because Tower of Nightmares and stuff. So, by the way, this is a big story moment, told kind of poorly in Engine, but there you go. This is the kind of moment where I'm sure if the devs actually focused on story above all else, this would have been like a cutscene, like a, you know, one of those cinematic arty cutscenes. Let's see. Holiday depression is a thing. Well, yeah, no, it is. It's we don't look. I don't want to bum the stream out. You guys want to come here to have fun, so we don't have to bang on about it. All right, let's be careful here. 10 minutes in, and we're dealing with stream rage. What? How am I raging? What is this? You learn Latin. It's interesting how language works, but that's it. Wow, that sound effect from Gort there. Are we playing with dialogue off? Yes, because, yeah, I mean, you might be new to this, but I've done a lot of streams like this before. And, it's just sort of not that interesting listening to them talk. Yeah, it means that I don't get to talk, basically. The speed that we go through the instances and stuff. Like, I wouldn't be able to talk to you right now because I'd be talking over to her and it would just sound like a mess. So, to do a story-focused one, first of all, basically triples the length that it would take. And second, it means a lot less of being able to have conversation about stuff. This is supposed to be more about the gameplay than the story. If you're just looking for a let's play on the story, I mean, that's actually a project I'd be quite interested in delivering, but it would be something I'd do on YouTube. But it's something people don't actually ask for, so not really. Compared to other unfinished projects. Sing us a song or you are 100% rage. Oh, do you know what I want to sing? I want to be, like, really depressing and sad. And the first song that I thought of was that one where the, who is it? I think it's Pippin sings to, Denethor. Sort of early in the Return of the King. But anyway, I don't have, like, such a heavenly voice as that anyway. So you guys probably wouldn't even know what that is if I tried. Because it would just sound terrible. We're going to turn the effects volume down as well, because that sounds really loud. Mad Mind says, missed you on YouTube. Got any? I do have a lot of ideas of exciting things I want to be doing and have been preparing doing on YouTube. But for now, I just need to finish the competition judging. Thank you very much for the lovely compliment. No need to bang on about it. Keeps talking about... I'm being prompted by chat. What are you talking about? I'm literally responding to people in chat. I was asked to sing, and that's what came to my mind. I'm not going to lie. I was talking about the song more than anything else. Picky man. Oh, there you go. Let someone sing in it. And there are many paths to tread. Mist and shadow to the edge of the night. Yeah, right? Man, what a great song. All right, you guys get to choose here. Do we attack the mouth directly or cut off the food supply? A direct attack or an ambush? Which one is it? Okay, you can stop now. There you go. So which one, guys? The first person to tell me with the code 87. 87. Direct attack or cut off the food supply. All right, direct attack 87 from Pan. So what you guys, I deliberately didn't talk about that there, but what you just voted on is, and you have picked, unfortunately. Well, okay, yes, you have. So there's two instances here. One of them takes you to a mansion called the Kita Manse. And this is the, how do I explain this? On the old versions of this series, where the game was much more challenging, okay? Most of the characters died pre-level 40 or around Claw Island. Most of them died there. Only one character made it past that. And that one character was a guardian that was using spirit weapons. That character got all the way into ore, and it got to this instance before dying. This instance. It died here. This was the latest character death we had. Then, after that guardian, we rolled a Necro, and the Necro beat the challenge. The Necro went the whole way to Zaitan and cleared it. But when we did the Necro, instead of going to Key to Mance, we chose the other option, which is an easier instance. You guys have just voted to put us into Key to Mance. So there's two things that I'm concerned about here. One is a moment where we're going to be trebbing a boat, I think, at the start. I think. Unless that's the other instance. But I'm pretty... Where we... Is that the starving? Is that what the Necro did? But in any case, when we're in the mansion, it ends with a pretty scary moment with a boss, a Mouth of Morgemoth. And the Guardian died to the Mouth of Morgemoth. I'm hoping that I can't really... I have like a vague feeling that lingers of how that fight went. But I don't remember much more than that. So, I guess we'll see. I'm pretty sure it died because there was some like ranged attack that I needed to like kite around or something. And the spirit weapons died really quickly. I mean, our pets aren't going to die very quickly, so we should be okay with regard to that. But yeah. Lummus says, I'm about to get a griffin. Congrats, Lummus. Yeah, the one where we had to hide behind the pillars. You're absolutely right, Gribble Girl. Yeah, that is it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is this is one of the only things that I fear. Because I have an experience of having died here before. The other bit I fear is another Mouth of Morgemoth fight, actually. If you guys remember, on the Necromancer, who did end up going the distance and did beat it. On the Necromancer, on that version of the challenge, we could unlock various capabilities for our character if we went and did side objectives, if we earned certain amounts of gold. If the other version of the challenge was not about pure difficulty. It was about making it a really fun RPG to play. Giving more meaning behind earning gold, giving more meaning behind the choices we make and stuff like that, right? And... Oh god, sorry, I totally messed that up there. I'll grab the waypoint here anyway, I guess, for later. I've completely forgotten what I was saying now. The Necro, something about the Necro. Oh, yeah. One of the things in that challenge we did was we actually unlocked the ability to dodge. Right now, what you're watching is I cannot dodge. The Necro could. The Necro was, like, underleveled and stuff. No, the Necro wasn't even underleveled by the final instance. Anyway, we unlocked the ability to dodge. But the Necro was so easy. Even though I unlocked, technically, within my honor roll system, even though I unlocked the ability to dodge, I didn't actually do it. I was trying to finish the game anyway without ever dodging. And you'll remember, right in the final instance, Victory or Death, there's a Mouth of Morgemoth fight that forced me to dodge. Which didn't end the run, because we technically earned the ability, but it did end my extra little side objective of beating the whole game. Technically, on that old run, we beat the game with a single dodge roll. That was what we did. But so I'm a bit scared of that as well. If we get through the Mance, it's that other mouth I'm scared of as well. So there's two mouths. Both of them intimidate me. So yeah, I guess the Necro did the instance where we go to the shore up here and we treb the boat. But this one is just straight up going to be the mansion. Oh no, unless, hold on. We have a defense first. These guys go inside and get slaughtered. Again, narratively, this is such a cool idea, this instance. This is like 343 Giltish Spark right here. It's so good. Oh my god, yeah, sorry. Drink every time he says Morgemoth. Yeah, Zaitan, a Mouth of Zaitan. Sorry, I'm so used to saying Morgemoth. Yeah, Zaitan, sorry. Yeah, look, see, I'm losing my touch, guys. Why are you watching this stream? I don't actually understand Guild Wars. I don't know anything about the game. You may as well just leave. Like, literally, I'm just guessing here. Is lightning reflexes the same as a dodge? No, dodging is pressing this button. This is just evade. And we can get evade frames. That's fine. Just as we can get it from traits, just as we can get other things. So yeah, we'll just see what we've got. What is this game? I got it for Christmas. Yeah, that's some cool. That's a cool idea for some streams, man. That is some cool ideas. WP exposed. Doesn't actually know what he's talking about. I mean, I've been professing to that for years now. Oh, what? Did we just get explodey wounded? Risen Chicken hits me for explode with 1,000 damage. That was a crit. Do they always crit with it? I'm a bit scared of that. I might need Greatsword for the block. For now, I'm relying on Hunter's Shot. I know Swoop gives you an evade as well, right? So Greatsword, in a weird way, is kind of a defensive weapon. But it's also very limited. This can pressure while being defensive, as in ranged. We're also traded for this at the moment. Let me refamiliarize myself with these. What was going on here? Lead the Wind was against... So I'll go back to Predator's Onslaught now. I think we ran Lead the Wind to sort of cleave through multiple mobs. All right, so now we go into the mansion and we find out the fate of our, you know, the scouting party here. Yeah, this is a permadeath run, the Soulcaster. Permadeath. Oh, I had a donation from Lily. If you want to keep me around forever, you got to rebrand as the Lily and Potato Show and only make content with me and let me have all the revenue. I pick all the LPs and I get chocolate ice cream in my dressing room before every show. Dressing room. I don't know whether you realise, but in the world of Wooden Potatoes, cameras don't exist. I don't have any. Ignore the fact that the potato was clearly filmed with a camera. So there is no dressing room. This has some drawbacks. It means no dressing room. But the positive is you never have to like wash or shave or brush your teeth or generally do anything. You could stream with Dorito chips all down your hairy chest, perfectly on display. You could look like the World of Warcraft South Park guy, if you know, the guy with no life from that. And it's fine. People will watch you anyway. So that's sort of the perk. I'm comfortable with the choices I've made. The voice dressing room. What is that? I'm a bit scared of more explosions here, so I'm just sort of holding back. Barrage might be nice right now. Layer on the cripples and increase the Drake's damage. Now, what was the other pet? It was a heal, wasn't it? So if we go F4, F2... Man, do you know what? I really wish the devs would... You see the pet management? It's really frustrating to me that this is here. They should swap these. Do you remember I told you guys about... I've still got it. Do you remember I told you these petty little things I'd like change with Guild Wars? Like really petty, tiny, insignificant things. And that I should just make a huge list of them and do a video and just look like this utter, like, crazy, picky moron, right? This would be one of the petty changes. I would want all of the things that represent pressable buttons together. I mean, this is a pressable button, I guess. It's just not combat relevant. I just don't want you to see my hairy Dorito chest. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Alright, here's Hector. Rip. Oh, this long-loved character that we've come to know so well over all the years. No, this isn't actually a speedrun. I would love to try Guild Wars 2 speedruns. I don't know whether people would have the grit for watching it, though. I reckon I would just lose all my viewers if I actually... Because to really learn the speedrun would be a lot of very deliberate, slow, like, routing and stuff, which I'd find fascinating. Hector was purple for a second, which means higher level than me, which scares the crap out of me. Why? Oh, so we just chase her through. Okay, that's fine. These guys, these nobles turn out to be illusions that are all undead. So we watch for them. There we go. Again, beautiful idea. There's some really great horror ideas for instances. I'll tell you an idea I've been thinking of recently, guys. You know, in the pursuit of, like, making the perfect Guild Wars 2 for me or whatever. We got to be careful. This pressure's getting a bit annoying. Gonna barrage and hit anyone who comes through the choke. I'll knock him back out. Yeah, these blinks. I'm pretty scared right now. This is not Path of Fire, so where the instance started is still safe kite space. I'm a bit concerned here. We can cast that behind us. That's fine. I'm not going to run so far away that the Drake leaves. These guys. It's okay. We'll get a rally if we go down. And we are OP Ranger. That's fine. I hope that's not a component of the boss fight. There's not much I can do about that. There's really not. I mean, I've got the Signet of Stone I need to remember. Right, the Hound. I need to remember the Hound. Yeah, so one thing struck me about Guild Wars. Guild Wars is really unique. You know all this stuff that they constantly throw in the gem store and all the different Black Lion weapon skin sets. Just there's so many assets in this game. It's kind of unique in that I want, you know, that basically people make these fan games that totally infringe on copyright and totally, like, you know, they're not legal at all. But if you make the full thing and release it to the internet and get it hosted on a ton of different websites before announcing its existence, it sort of doesn't matter. They can issue you a cease and desist, and you can cease and desist, but you've already fully made it, so there you go. And you get, like, these, like, you know, like, I think there's a Metroid fan game recently, you know, stuff like this. It often happens with Nintendo IPs. I love the idea of doing that with Guild Wars, basically. Just stealing, straight up thieving all of their, like, models and art assets and textures and, you know, icons and user interface elements and stuff. Just thieving it all and, like, cobbling it together in your own game, your own engine or whatever. And then just releasing the whole thing and being like, there you go, this is my version of Guild Wars. And MMOs are kind of unique and weird. And there's not many of them. So Guild Wars itself is very specific, unique, and weird. And it's interesting to me because they have so many assets, you know. And it's only going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing to pick from. Just leech off of other people's talents. Interesting thought, isn't it? Probably something I shouldn't be talking about as an ArenaNet partner, but there you go. So I'm trying to get this Jester down ASAP. I'm going to preemptively use the Hound here. So we got a packet heal, and then we get the regen afterwards. So this is Hector herself, by the way. This is a really tanky Jester. Really, really tanky. Snarl Backdraft is not helping much. Lord Keita back there is... so there you go. The bird's on that. That's fine. She blocked quite a lot there. I really like this Hound. We get to heal again now. That's so, so nice. We even heal Snarl. That's very cool. Lily, I changed my mind. I want our brand to be Lily's Wood. Wow. Lily, thank you very much. Thank you. That's very lovely of you. Plot twist, I died to Zaitan. Now, Zaitan's a big joke because he's so underwhelming compared to, you know, what the game builds to, right? And it's deserving of a lot of criticism. However, the side of the Zaitan story that's, oh, you just press 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That was a misclick, by the way. You just press 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and there's nothing else. That is a bit of an exaggeration because there are some black AoE fields that will threaten us. So we have to watch out for that. The instance itself, victory or death as well, does scare me because of the Mouth of Morgemoth fight I was talking about. By the way, we're about to do it here. We go through this door, we go into the basement, and that's it. So... if they make the pet bar consistent with revs and put 2 icons for the pets when you swap, I think that's a nice idea. Well, I don't know. I am a big believer in consistency, but I'm also a big believer in flavor and differentiation of experience based on the profession you're playing. So I like that this user interface feels different. If it just felt like a copy and paste thing for the rev, I think that's going too far. And yeah, there are good qualities to the Zaitan battle, definitely, Benji. I think that you can't judge someone for believing that. So what was it again? The couriers, like, run stuff to him and they heal him or something? We need to remember how this works. Couriers... okay, so these were the things. You remember I mentioned at the start of the stream strafing? That's what I meant about strafing. This is actually a real boss, by the way. There's very few real bosses where they actually give you, like, an encounter-style thing in Guild Wars 2. This is one. So, he's also got an AoE field there. I'm sure if I stand in that would condy me. So, we want to watch for that. Can Ranger just face roll the whole thing, I wonder? Now, the Guardian, I think, was doing a bit of melee stuff, which means it has to brave the spectral weapons and stuff. Here I'm going to use my F2. So here we can see how weak our pet's getting. This shows us how dangerous it is down there. I'm going to pet swap so that I only have a 15-second cooldown instead of the full, whatever, 60 or whatever the hell it is. I'll pop Strength of the Pack here. So what's going on here? Unstoppable builds health, regenerates health. Strafe through those. Do we just need to kill all of the... do the allies give him buffs? Standing ground. It's got the Soothing Mist icon. Do we throw a rock at him to break the brake bar? Is that what this is? With the brake bar down, what does that mean? What does that offer us? Let me get a bit closer now. We just want to watch for this animation here. That one. Okay. 5 confusion. I'm going to let that roll off. Now, does pet swapping proc confusion on me? No. Does this cleanse a Condi? No. Alright, we just about avoided those. So, the 900 range for the axe is a little bit close, I think. What? How did that one hit me? Alright, I'm very scared now. Knowing I've wiped here before, I'm actually pulling out. Okay, I'm pressing skill 3 to pull the Fernhound back. I'm going to stand next to Snarl so we both get the heal. Back onto the bow. This bleed has lasted so long. Extraordinary. Okay, the hound is in. The hound drew some aggro, you know, that animation in the opposite direction, which was kind of nice. We're just slowly killing these guards. I guess that's kind of nice. Pulling the hound back again for another heal. We're in his field, so we want to move there. That's scary. What is this when they come running at me? Okay, this is really bad right now. Like, really, really bad. Confusion will do passive damage. Hopefully the couriers don't attack us. Do the couriers heal him? Couriers don't seem to retarget. Snarl's going to die and he's going to break combat. We're going to have to take the fight on our own terms again in a second, I think. Is he... We're on a long cooldown with our pet here. Careful, he's got good range on that. Can you see that gunk there? If I stand in that, that could give me burning. What's the range on these? Do they go eternally? Oof, they seem to have about... I mean, I'm at 1500 range here. Can we cheese this from here? Step back a little. Move to the right a little bit. Can we cheese? Outer range, out there. That's 1500. What do you think he's got? No, there's gunk. There's gunk. Dodging out. Alright, we can heal now. I sustain Zaitan, and Zaitan makes me strong, he says. 3 might. So the courier gave him... The hound is going in. More gunk. That guard is moving in. I'm going to run at full speed away here. Okay, we have to deal with this guard. This is the last guard, though, right? So... I pressed F2 on the hound there, but the hound was miles away, so I'm going to do this. We're going to use Winter's Bite here. Another guard. Oh, we actually broke combat there. That scares me because it makes me think that the mouth might. No, no, no. Stay on him. Stay on him, Salamander. Please. Okay, another heal. Okay, that's coming again. Right. He's got none now, right? He's got none. We even broke combat. Hot sauce. So, that's fine. As long as that cripple's on there, we do alright. The gunk again. Oh, look, he does summon more. In Vuln, you're nothing compared to Zaitan's might. Oh, did he basically just phase? He phased. Look, more guards came in. Crap. What are the couriers doing? I wish I knew what the couriers were doing. Oh, I'm so glad we got through that because that I was really scared of that. Because before I felt like we took that at the same range and we got hit nonetheless. That's fine. That courier got him again. Gunk. The gunk's not too bad. That's annoying. So what, we just got to do it all again now, I guess. Oh, those are scary. I don't like them. Let's just bolster our health up a little bit more here. Jesus Christ, this Fernhound carry, man. What a carry. Gonna dodge that way. Okay, good. If I stand on the wall to the right here. Okay. God, Ranger's... I'm sorry, but Ranger's so cheesy and gross and just like... Do you think I should start using point-blank shot to maybe get that break bar a bit lower? That F2, I guess, will help the Hound itself. So this Juggernaut's coming at us now. I guess what? Did they get pissed off when it gets low, or? No, 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 no. Oh, it died. Rip. That's annoying. We'll take that there. I wanted to finish the barrage, but I dodged out there. Oh! That felt a bit scary. Come here, bro. Oh, that Juggernaut. Okay, yeah, if we stand just right with this pillar. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, standing behind the pillar's nice. Right, just pulling back. 6 seconds till the hill on the Fernhound. Curries just leave, right? They don't actually care about attacking me. That guy does care about attacking me, though. The Juggernauts, they really do. Oh my god, I've totally wasn't using my elite for ages. I'm really scared right now, guys. I don't know whether we rally on these. Stand behind the pillar's really good. Hope we can rally. We can. Alright. Oh, we break combat and everything? Nice. Ooh, okay. 2 more. He's not going to phase again, is he, do you think? Come to me, Hound, please. Stand here. Come to me. Why isn't it coming? What the hell, man? Yeah, do you want to maybe hurry up a little bit? Thank you. I'm really glad I chose to stop the last stream when I did, because this would have been horrible and no sleep and with a bit of booze in me. Okay, that's fine. Come to me again, please. Okay, 2 more guards left. Heal, and then we're going to swap to the Drake. Good. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. What's the Drake doing, man? Ah, it feels like every time I stop for that barrage, I get gunked. Oof. I know we were obstructed, but I kind of had to. Just going to stand here. Maybe this is the right way to do it. And then we kite just on the inside slightly. Yeah, that's a nice, comfortable way of going. Alright, finally we'll cast the goddamn elite. I think the point is we have to pressure him to a certain speed here. Because the couriers are throwing in and giving him regen and stuff. Watching for the next animation. This point blank shot. Probably too late, right? Probably too late. Oh, there we go. CC's gone through. The Drake's got him in a perfect angle right now. This could be it. Oh my god, he's moving. Oh my god, it does look like there is a final phase. He was moving. Pew, pew, pew. The dream. Oh my god. What's this? Why do they have victory dialogue and stuff going on while we're still being... Oh, because we got to flee, I guess. Escape from the mans. Okay. I get a weird anxiety watching Merciless. I really want to click your heal skills. Believe me, I want to click it too. You think you're feeling that? Oh, I know what you mean. Absolutely. Alright. Probably could have been played a bit better, but considering I didn't remember the encounter that well right as we stepped in, I think it was alright. This, I should have used this a lot more. Strength of the pack, like... I may as well be running Nature Spirit if I'm not going to be touching it. Just going to wait here until it clears a little bit. Okay. Well, thanks again for putting all that ridiculous pressure out, Twitch chat. The other instance I do actually remember struggling a bit on with the trebs and stuff. I do. Like, getting on the treb was really annoying. So we get destroyed, it closes down, and voila. Back to Fort Trinity. I'm used to zooming so far out on the map now that Path of Fire is a thing and you travel such great distances. Ooh. As a main healer in most games, seeing you with that HP and not using heal skills make me think, how the heck can you do it? I'm here like, press 6, yeah. I just got this game for Christmas. I don't know how to press 6 yet. Sorry. You actually think this is the easiest route, says Gribble Girl. I mean, maybe you're right, because I do remember struggling on the Treb. Because I remember basically you have to... on the Treb one, you're locked into being stationary. And like, they're counter-trebbing you, and you've got all those other mobs floating around and stuff. I do remember it being a real challenge. And that was on the MM that... Right. Okay. So we're going to try and stop Zaitan's army getting any bigger now that we understand what's going on with the mouth. And the mouth's been defeated. So, we must shut down the ossuary that creates Zaitan's most formidable monstrosities. Or, we can sink the giant ark that brings in corpses to fuel it. I remember the arc being a real pain. Lots of close quarters, lots of enemies invulnerabling, lots of just nasty situations, easy to fall off and get kicked out of the instance. If that's the one where you're like climbing around on the ship out at sea, that was brutal. The Ossuary of Quiet Undead was a long instance, but a fairly easy instance, where you deal with the construction of abominations with Traherne. And then once you beat it, Traherne sees abominations in the next instance and says, "Oh, what is that? I've never seen that before," which is kind of funny in its own personal story way. So, I think my preference is the Ossuary. I don't know, though. It's up to you guys. The vote goes out to Twitch chat. And if you guys vote Ark and get me killed, I'm going to be genuinely really upset with you all. So, here we go. The code is 12. The code is 12. Oh, nice. Look at that. Look at this trolling bastard. Guild Wars Harry, shot in the dark saying Ark. Royal, shot in the dark saying Ark. Look at those bastards right there. Trying to trick me, trying to get me killed. But coming in the nick of the time with the correct code, not your nick, says Ossuary. And Rain Pumpkin says Ossuary. And Khalidson says Ossuary. 3 heroes, nice and early, before Dazza was Spazza. With a name like that, they're obviously going to be a trolling bastard. Going for Ark as well. So there you have it. Saved. Saved, baby. Ban them all. Alright, Ossuary on Quiet Undead. So anyway, this is just my hunch. I could be totally wrong. The Ark could be really easy, and this one could be really hard, but... Oh, and heavens to Betsy, they gave us a weapon for underwater. Oh my god, that's actually really good. That's actually an awesome reward, I think. A level 80 rare harpoon gun. That actually... we're kind of reliant on that if they were going to throw anything else at us for underwater, so I'm pretty happy with that, man. Boom. So we just gained an extra 20 levels worth of stats. Our minimum range is now significantly higher than our previous top range. Really good. I'm happy with that. Alright. So let's get out here. No, I'm not even trolling. I actually do like that underwater weapon because underwater's... the way that it's balanced, and the 3 dimensions, and the kind of skills that enemies use against you, it's challenging. I think it's probably, on the average, more threatening to me than above ground combat. Hey-oh. Yeah, it's a Tato with spots. Actually, they're supposed to be his cheeks blushing. They're not supposed to be pimples. Ed, and Eddie, I just thought of there. For those lucky few on that joke, that inside commentary from Monday. Those long-term fans who were here on the Monday stream and now also on the Saturday stream, those troopers get to understand why I just mentioned Ed, and Eddie there. Oh, the perks of being a frequent WP viewer. Yeah, you get the reference. Look at that, Steve McGee. I bet he's glowing. Thief Underwater is busted. You just spam 5 with a spear. Yeah, I do wonder about that, though, for Merciless, because it is quite... It's a very aggressive sort of melee playstyle. I'd be scared about like the couple of frames where you're vulnerable, or maybe getting caught out. So we're trying to get through, but obviously stay on the skimmer for as long as possible. So here is where this is the location of the next few instances We don't have to worry about that hero challenge or anything, obviously, on this version. So we'll get the waypoint near the entrance. And here, so here we go. So I love this instance as well. I love what the devs are hinting at with the story. I love like some of the ideas. I think it's a really good, you know, I think, you know, when you put all of this on paper, it's beautiful. There's some real intelligence behind what they were aiming for. Just the way that they pair the tying of Doom's place next to Lyssa and what that could be suggesting, and the little bit of lore you get about the funeral rites here, I think is really great as well. Nice loading screen art again. Thief would be easy, unload spam and you win. But you have to get to that point of being able to sustain reasonable initiative and getting invigorating precision as well, which is only at the end of your first line if you pick that. And it's otherwise quite squishy. I think Thief would be interesting on the challenge. I can't remember what happened to our most recent Thief, because this is our... No, did we even do a Thief on this rule set? I don't remember. You just realised the potato is staring at me? Yeah, sorry. If I was a real YouTuber with a real face cam, I would have it set up. I would go to particular effort to have my camera located exactly where I look to read chat, so that every time I'm looking at you guys chat, that's when I'm looking at the camera. I really like it when streams do that, where it like matches up perfectly, you know, and you feel like they're looking at you. It's much more conversational. It's a nice little thing. Isn't the Lich here pretty hard? I don't even remember a Lich, so I'm gonna say no. Someone doesn't like it when you look them in the eyes. It's staring at you. So yeah, like the surgeons. So here you go. These surgeons are building this incomplete abomination. This abomination is still on construction and unable to attack. Like, this is what fascinates me about the personal story. This is what I really love about the personal story. Do you remember we had, what was it, on Monday or maybe, oh no, it must have been on Monday. Where was it? One of the instances we saw that they had a really peculiar method of like disengaging a mob or something, making it break combat and heal or whatever. I love this about the personal story, where you just see weird like entire status effects dedicated to like telegraphing things that are completely unnecessary and just swarmed out by just how shoddily constructed the whole thing is. This fascinates me. Who built it? Who made this incomplete debuff? You know, why isn't this just determined like they would use everywhere else? You know, someone's tried here. Look, they've even got like a little animation or whatever of him bowing down. But this is never going to be used anywhere else. It's just so inefficient and just odd. And by the way, the icon there, that monster face, that's like the go-to sort of, we haven't got art for a skill icon on this just yet. Art. Through both Guild Wars 1 and 2. There's another one as well, which is like an engineer in a helmet, which is a lot rarer to see. It's just weird, man. It's really weird. These were basically monster skills in the first game. This is what I love about the personal story. It's just strange. And it's shoddy work, obviously. But there you have it. So we'll just blow them all up. Like, I don't know. It really is. Here's what the personal story is to me. And look, for some reason, we do extra damage. That's like he has Frenzy on him. Look, we hit him for 12k. It's like, you know, if you're like Pixar or whatever, you're going to do like an animated film. No, I guess it's not even for an animated film. It's like the personal story is the storyboard. It's like these are work in progress conceptual versions of what we feel like the personal story could or should be. And they're just placeholder. We just got an intern to do it like in an afternoon. But here's roughly how we're going to translate what Jeff and Ree and the group have written that the story's going to be into the in-game thing. And then it's like Like NCSoft called them and said, yeah, you're releasing 2012, sorry. And they're like, all right, let's just leave it then. That's what the personal story feels like. And I know that it's not, because like they clearly were proud and liked what they were showing, like in the demos, the 2010 demos and stuff like that. I don't know, it's just strange, man. It's just very, very, very strange. Like what we're looking at here with this priestess walking very slowly, holding this thing. This feels very Guild Wars 1-y here. This is like the Crystal Desert where you're escorting guys through the priests to the bones and stuff. I don't know. Off topic, but what statistic about Guild Wars would you be most interested to find out? Oh, good question. Like if we could go behind the scenes. I don't know. I feel like any stat I'd be asked about I would get from Guild Wars would be like a depressing one. I feel like any good stat wouldn't have been hidden from the community. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is your average player population? You know, I bet it would be depressing to find out, right? Which is why we don't know. So I don't know. What would be like a stat I'd be... Here, I'll twist your question slightly. What would be a stat I'd be interested to know because it would be a great stat to hear? I don't know, you could go for like a really lame sort of wholesome, and I'm saying that with air quotes here, thing like, how many people have gotten married because they met in Guild Wars? Oh, it's 20, there's been 20 couples. Something like that, maybe? I don't know. This is what happens when devs get rushed and people have to work on bug trackers with priorities. Anything super light priority basically doesn't exist. Yeah. I mean, I would say as well, my criticism of the story and stuff, hopefully never really feels like personally targeted. You know, I wouldn't personally... It's more a criticism of the circumstance and sort of something I'm guilty of myself, which is losing sight of scope and, you know, sort of higher level organizational issues, right? That's sort of where my blame would go, actually. It wouldn't be on any individual. It wouldn't be a lack of passion. It wouldn't be a lack of talent. It wouldn't be, you know, accusations of laziness. It would never be that. It would be sort of the circumstance that leads to what we have today. And it's such a shame compared to what the fanboy within me wants the game to be, you know. That's where it's always coming from, and not like a malicious sort of rude sort of personal thing. That's not a disclaimer I often feel like I need to give, because I don't ever really think that anyone who personally crafted this would ever get this feedback, so to speak. It's not really feedback anyway. It's not useful. Why is this the end of Merciless? I've enjoyed seeing your tips and tricks for playing all the classes. Well, because the format, I don't think it's not... I mean, I'll talk more about it, I guess, when the run's over. We've talked about it steadily as it's gone along. It's not what I envisioned the challenge to be. Basically, it's too easy for too long. We'll have, like, one threatening scenario, and that's about it. And then, like, 4 hours of nothing, and then another threatening scenario. It's not good enough, I'm afraid. But giving tips and tricks and things, you know, there's other formats, there's other ideas that might prompt me into having sort of interesting discussions about things with you guys. So if Merciless goes away, it doesn't mean that kind of, like, informative... If Merciless goes away, I will be seeking to replace it with something that's top quality. Better. Right? After this instance, how many more till VOD? Victory or death. Wow, I thought you meant like video on demand or whatever. Is that what VOD stands for? Video on demand? We have an arc to do. This guy's a bitch. Wow, I'm pulling away. We have an arc where we are either vigil. Oh, he's using necrotic grasp and it really hurts. If I strafe like this, can I bait it? Can I just stand behind this guy? No, it pierces, doesn't it? Extraordinary. I can't believe it. This guy, Necro autos, they really hurt. He's super tanky as well. I can bait them. The classic little play here. Oh, that was a miss there. I'm moving in temporarily to get the heal and the regen. And now I'm trying to pull out again. It's okay because he's got weakness, so that's fine. Wow. That was an experience. I'll say that much. That was a real experience right there. What was the strike called? Let's see here. So you see here, you see this appearing in white. You guys might not know this. Red hits are when we get critically hit, like when we got exploded on before. So this node will crit us with Shadow Step. The devs probably forgot to assign any precision to all the mobs, so they probably have like the baseline 4% or whatever the hell it is. So it will be very rare, if you notice, like Shadow Step. But this number here, if it appears in orange, that means it's a regular hit. When it appears in white, that represents a glancing blow. Glancing blows occur when someone's attacking with weakness. A glancing blow can never crit, and I think it does like half damage. So when you're in PvP and stuff, and glassy power builds, you know, have like really high ferocity and stuff, a glancing blow is often really, really powerful because it stops the crit. Oh, that's how it used to work. They changed it after a while. Anyway, so that's why that appears in white. That's why we reduced... Look at that, dark halting. Dark halting. Here's another interesting thing about Guild Wars, alright? I don't know whether Cossage is here in chat right now. Oh, wow. Well done to the wiki people. Well done. Quite often, Dark Halting there, that's a monster-only Necromancer ability. So you can kind of tell it's a Necro thing because it's listed with Necrotic Grasp. You might find that early versions of Necromancer staff abilities had this thing here before they decided to go to Marks or whatever. But Dark Halting. Wiki has actually listed it. I was pretty confident that no one ever would have listed that on Wiki or understood that that was a mechanic. But yeah, so it is actually listed on Wiki. They don't know anything about it other than apparently it cripples. So apparently, because in new content, you guys might not know, but in new content, you can mouse over this stuff in the combat log, and it will read as if it's a full-on skill. And in raids, it will be that's one of your main pieces of the puzzle and clues as to how to beat raid encounters, because you can mouse over and it will tell you what the mechanic is that killed you and all of this stuff. With core stuff and personal story, no such luck. That wasn't a thing. So yeah, Dark Halting, kind of an obscure Necromancer ability that you find attached to Acolytes. And yeah. So anyway, good job to the wiki team there. I don't know. Was that interesting? Was that worth stopping? I'm sure some of you might think not. Why is someone willingly on Axe Warhorn Ranger? Because it's good. Mostly I'm on it because these are the choices we've had throughout the story that have got a bit of pressure. No, Warhorn does not have a backward dodge. Wasn't Morgemoth's name found in the chat log? It was indeed. Subject Alpha had various abilities named after different Elder Dragons. And peculiarly, one of them was called the Teeth of Morgemoth. Despite the fact we'd never heard of such an Elder Dragon called Morgemoth. And there were also various other clues in that dungeon there. That there was actually a lot more going on with the story about what the Inquest were doing there, and there was going to be a novel about the place that then got cancelled, and the question was why what were they going to write a novel about? And it was all about this Morgemoth idea, which ended up being the first X-Pack. There you saw, by the way, I looked behind myself before using lightning reflexes because I was really scared. Or I can heal my Vigil Crusaders and stuff here as well, because I was really scared of rolling off the edge and going splat on the ground. That would have been a horrible way to die. That's why it took me so long to use this and cleanse the Immob. No, not like why are you using that, but like, oh my god, someone else is using it. I know lots of rangers that use Axe Warhorn, man. Just because Meta Battle doesn't list it for a contemporary raid or fractal build doesn't mean it's, you know, it's trash and nobody touches it. I'm guessing that's why you have that impression of the player base. Do we know Bubble's name based on it as well? No, we do not. All we know is that it starts with K, right? Or was it S? It was S. And they started calling him Steve at that point. WP, which actors would you have play? Oh, God, I don't know, dude. Especially not for a Nightfall thing, because I'd obviously want a lot of people of sort of African ethnicities, and I'd want, you know, it to match the region. And to be honest with you, I don't really... I'm bad with celebrity talent in the first place. Let alone being able to list off such a large cast. I'll tell you who I'd have at least. I'd dress him up and I'd have him looking a bit old. All right. But I would have as Dunkoro the guy that plays Broyles from Fringe. And he's in the, oh my God, what's it called? John Wick as well. He's the guy that behind the desk at the Continental. I'd have him be like an old guy and he'd play Dunkoro. I reckon he's got that face and that, like, demeanor and that, like, characterization of, like, a guy that's haunted by, like, having a dead son. But is very precise and is a great strategist. I reckon he'd play a good Dunkoro. He'd just need to be a bit older than he is. What's his name? I can't remember. Return to the center platform so that we can finish the ritual. We got a ton of eagles here. The bouncing axes are pretty nice. This is a nice touch. I like all the eagles around. These guys drop bombs. Eagles are actually quite scary, so we're going to stay back. This is like core pocket raptors right here you're looking at. Or chickens. I guess risen chickens are more the core pocket raptors. I say they're quite scary, and then he just did nothing to me with a single attack. Okay. Sorry for the people I'm missing in chat here. Do you recommend diving into Guild Wars 2 in its current state, or is it a bit late for it, considering a new player with no friends playing Guild Wars 2? No, I do recommend it. I just think the devs need to do stuff with their guild systems to encourage people to, you know, band together on sort of a broader community perspective. I still think it's a great time to get into the game. It was a great time a few months ago just as Path of Fire came out. It's a great time right now. I still think we're in the golden age of Guild Wars 2. I really do. With how frequent the Living World releases are coming out. You know, something that's really heartened me over the holiday. This is a bit weird. I'm going to sound really stalkery and odd here. But the current game director I've had on my friends list in game for ages. It's not like I talk to him a lot. But I've had him on my friends list. He's on right now, right? I have seen Mike Z online a lot over the holidays. Like, obviously he's off from work. Obviously people are chilling out, right? And this man has been playing his game a lot. I haven't talked to him. I don't know what he's doing in game. He's been in a lot of Living World Season 3 maps and Path of Fire maps. I think that's really, really good. Because I think the only way you can really know how the game's doing and be inspired about great changes and the direction the game needs to go in, you have to be playing it a lot. The second you find you're playing Breath of the Wild all night, or you're doing, you know, GTA 5, you know, you're off playing other things, I think it's very quick to be ill-suited to your job for, like, broad direction and stuff about it. I mean, surely you guys have felt that. You know, I'll go through, if I'm playing a lot of Guild Wars, I get really passionate about Guild Wars and get tons of ideas and I get, you know, all these thoughts. But if you start to slip just a little bit, or like right now, because I'm playing mostly PvP, I've got lots of cool ideas about PvP and balance and stuff like that. But my passion and enthusiasm and the quality of my ideas for the direction of PvE is probably really bad right now. Just haven't been playing it too much. So it's really, really heartened me to see that guy is playing the game a lot. And again, that's really weird for me to point out there, but there you go. I think you guys should all be pretty happy to see that too. I mean, that's the frigging game director there. And he's playing it publicly, you know. He's not. I'm an arsehole. I play offline all the time. I'm always appearing offline. Because I can't handle the people saying, oh my god, it's winning potato in PvP. Oh my god. And then hunting me all game. And just, it's not fun. Or asking me where videos are and stuff like that. And I'm trying to do the judging. Well, that doesn't quite line up. But you get what I mean. I'm a bastard. I'll appear offline a lot in game. But you know, he's right there open for people to message. Thank you. I'll give it a try. Let me know what you think, man. Oh, God, he's reflecting. I shouldn't look at chat. Reflects, lava fonts, might. We gotta be careful. Have all of the knights been doing that? Because he's not the first one we've killed. Let's heal our allies, and then let's get moving before these knights aggress us. You'd argue my IGN is more well-known than his is? Probably, yeah. I mean, he's not been game director for too long. Breath of the Wild has a place called the Forgotten Temple. When I first heard, my brain didn't think of a normal ruined mossy rock place, but the gold shiny place. Let's just say I got sad when I arrived. I like how Guild Wars can influence you in that way. The next Living World will come off or still a while off. Also, ArenaNet looking for narrative director. Are they really? They're looking for a narrative director. I don't know how qualified I would be. No, I definitely don't think I'd be qualified for something like that. That's a lovely thought, and I appreciate the sentiment. But I'm sure a lot of people would very much cringe to ever see that come up. Oh, God. I can imagine it now. I can imagine if I ever got a job there. Wooden Potatoes now works for ArenaNet, the Reddit thread with just everyone coming out of the woodwork of, oh, I hate that guy. It's rather not do that. No, they're looking for a narrative team member. Yeah, the lead would be quite extraordinary, actually. Since I think they only recently replaced Leo Hoyer, right? Who was it during HOT? Or a handful of months, it seems, before then moving on to Telltale. And then Telltale had been massively overhiring, hadn't they? And didn't they then just lay a ton of people off? I think I remember seeing on Twitter. I wonder if she kept her job. Shaman should apply for narrative anything? It's good to see you. Did I just see Inks in chat, by the way? It's been a while, dude. Good to see you, man. I would be I really would be very ill-equipped for many jobs. I would not be a good community manager either. I'm way too arrogant and flippant about things for that. Way too much. I'm telling you now, you guys wouldn't want me in any position in any game you love because I increasingly so as I get older as well. I'm not a very big believer in design by committee. I'm not a very big believer in looking for feedback on things. I'm a big believer in vision and a vision from a sole person, basically, is what I'm saying. And I'd probably stick to my own guns. And no one in a community wants to feel that about their devs, really. I mean, I would like to feel that, but the second things don't go perfectly aligned with your vision, it obviously becomes something that's very upsetting to you. Yeah, very dictatorial, absolutely. I think dictator is a great word. It's actual MMO Inks. Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year, Inks. Everybody give him a good Happy New Year. I heard you are going to review PF Story like you did with Heart of Thorns, but in a year or so. Are you going to review just the expansion, or with it? You did Heart of Thorns in under a month. No Living World, not complaining. Because I don't like that it sort of... I don't like that I've got a series where one episode, for some reason, is just like 2 years younger than the others. It's got a different intro, it's got a different mic quality, it's got different stuff. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't like that. I'd rather review it all as one package. That doesn't mean there won't be meticulous story videos that regurgitate the plot. It's just that they're not reviews, really, are they? I already did one big-ass long video talking about, you know, what really struck me about the plot and the major points and stuff. I may have made a mistake because when I made that, my mindset was, oh, I'll obviously talk about more. And I just sort of said this is a sort of a first impressions thing. But I do actually, and I think I did myself a disservice there by saying, oh, it's only first impressions. I do think it was pretty comprehensive, that video. I will talk about story. It doesn't mean you have to wait 2 years for me to talk about the story. What most people want, they don't want reviews. They just, as I said, I'll use the word, I've used it 1,000 times. I'll use it again. They just want me to regurgitate the plot. You want me to tell you what happened and sound excited about it. Which will be legitimate, but it's not really a review, is it? The actual review, I'd rather to do in hindsight with Living World that came after it, and I'd rather do it in a package with everything else. And by the way, that's an if as well. I might not even do a full Path of Fire review. I might not even do it, because that was a big project for the Heart of Thorns one. That might not even be a good thing. Jormag and Zaitan have 2 syllables. Kralkatoric and Mordramoth have 4. So Steve should have the same number of syllables as Primordus. So Steven, I like it. Yeah, and sound excited about it. Yeah. Yeah, and I do want to talk about it. I kind of want to... There's quite a few things from Path of Fire that, I don't know, they're still bagging on me. Someone mentioned it on the Monday stream as well. I still want to talk about the Flameseeker prophecies at Augury Rock. There's still a lot going on, really. Okay, this is a bit scary right now. I'm trying to just kite around and sort of buy time. My guys are dying. We need to defeat the prince. So if I just spike the prince, does that end the instance even though his buddies are still alive? The problem is all of my buddies are dying, so I need to actually orient myself now more towards the exit. Problem with orienting myself near the exit, ow, and that really hurt, is it's not near the prince. So a bit concerned here. Just going to keep moving. Is Traherne involved? Traherne is pretty tanky, so he's going to be alright. I don't want to go too close to the prince right now because he had some kind of point-blank strike a second ago. We'll look at that in the combat log in a moment. I'm going to try and dip in just for a second to get the heal. Pet died. I was too late. There you go. We did get it. The others did despawn. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That's really good. Alright, there you go. Like I said, long instance, but an easy instance. So mostly just chit-chat about random nonsense. Inventory filling up. What we got here? Chest of the hero. Let's just drop that. Throw that away. Throw that away. Right. Do you think that running a merciless challenge that starts at level 8 and runs through the other campaigns of the game? Yeah, I like that idea. We did talk about that. That could be what comes next if we beat this here. That might be kind of fun. More renewable as well. Wouldn't rely on tomes being consumed and things. I think that it's unworkable now. I really do. I think since Feature Pack 2 or whatever, whenever this was, I think it's sort of unworkable. It wasn't Feature Pack 2, was it? What was it specifically where they bound it to 10 level increments? You want to hear my beefs with POF? I adore the expansion, but whenever people talk about its faults, it usually concerns the rewards, lack of metas and stuff. I'd much rather hear what you rejigger about the narrative theme. Or how you think they put it off. I do have some fairly negative opinions about stuff. There's a very lengthy Reddit thread that sort of runs counter to some of my comments, which I need to read and take on board and think about a bit more. But there are some things that did disappoint me about it, definitely. Violet's been very present over all the years, out of all the devs, and I've seen, I didn't even know it was Mike. Well, there you go. Yeah, that is Mike. That's Mike Z. And yeah, I mean, that's not new, I would say. I think I first added him when Triple Trouble came out. I think. It's not a new thing, him being on my friends list. I think it was when Triple Trouble came out. And yeah, always been a very consistent dev. I mean, it's weird to think about as well, because we don't quite know what a game director really sort of, how much sort of control they have, you know? Because a game director, as we've heard it, as the description before, it's someone in sort of a senior position, you know, from the design side and stuff, but also a big part of it is just interacting with the community, right? So, I don't really know. It's not like he's just as, you know, just as a lot of the criticism for Colin after he left was ridiculous. Because people blamed every little thing on the one person, you know. It's a game that's made by groups of people. Lots of people contribute. Lots of people make lots of little changes here, there, and everywhere. So how much can you really nail it on one person, even if they do have quite a senior title? I don't know. This I'm a bit scared of. This is actually genuinely quite scary. We need to pressure quite hard. I'm going to watch for a quick strength of the pack and then nuke somewhere around here. No new weapon. That's what I'm really holding out on. I want a new Warhorn. We've got such a poo Warhorn. It's level 10, guys. It's level 10. So yeah, we're gonna kill a bunch of mobs. A-bombs come through here, and Traherne's like, I've never seen that before, even though he just learned how they were built in the previous instance. And then there's a wave that comes from the water. There's a wave that comes from there, and I think there's a boss. These tents get destroyed. If you can see AP, it means that they follow me as well. Does it really? Is that what that means? I would click my followers list, but it kills my client. And I will die in the meantime. Probably be about 15 to 20 seconds of frame loss. Okay, A-bombs just spawned already. No rage. I'd rather hit it before it gets some. As it charges, it might build it as it breaks these buildings. Push, 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 push. Kill, 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 kill. Please kill that really fast right now. Before the wave in the water, please. 6 rage. Look all the rage he's going to get from these guys. 9. Next wave's up. Watch for the charge. Watch for the charge. He's not doing it. 24. Oh, something healed him. Very slightly, but something healed him. Felt about on par with what the 2012 healing efficacy was. I.e. basically nothing, because they were so scared of making a Trinity. I guess that translated to mob abilities too. Oh yeah, what was that thing we got struck by? What about the water wave? I was sure there was a wave that comes from the water. Oh, here you go. Well, hold on, let me just quickly look. Damage taken, claw // brutal strike. Was this what it was? 6k. Oh, Veteran Risen Knight uses Maelstrom. I always love that, seeing references to that ability. Used to be, back when the original trait system was kind of like a version of Final Fantasy VII's materia system, in that traits specifically augmented skills. Just as materia would specifically augment the materia that they were attached to, if that was a skill-based material. Maelstrom is, you know, water 4 on the Ellie, that ice field that gets dropped. That skill became Maelstrom if you traded for it. Very early design. You can still actually cast that with a specific environmental weapon in this map, actually, I think. It's here. Or maybe it's Cursed Shore, the last one. So you can still sort of look at it. I featured it in a Did You Know video a while back. It looks like some enemies still have Maelstrom as well. Fireball, Water Blade. Bombing run. Oh, and that was the eagle that hit us and did nothing with a random glancing blow. So that eagle hit us with a glancing blow, right? What that means is the devs didn't assign a level value to those eagles. So if we click these guys, like Alhazred, he should have a level, and it should be 80, right? So that our crit chance against him is actually what's represented here, and his crit chance against us and stuff. But because the eagle got that on us, even though he didn't have weakness, that means that there was a big level difference between the two of us. And the eagle did no damage. So the devs basically forgot to give them levels and completely invalidated that part of the game. Unless the idea was always that we'd just blow them up, that they were carrion birds that were flocking into the site of where the surgeons were before. I don't know which. Anyway, so there's Alhazred, the next boss. Isn't Maelstrom the Ellie's elite skill for underwater combat? Is that what that's called? I don't know, maybe. But what the story, even if it is, the story I just told you is absolutely true. One of the tents got saved, so yay. Happy New Year, Asian Omega. Jesus, 27 months. That's extraordinary. Happy New Year. I know this is random, but do you recommend any VR titles? No, I'm a bit out of touch with VR, mate. Sorry. Yeah, it's Whirlpool. There you go. Similar, but not quite. All right, so we get another choice here, chat. Now, the only thing that I'm going to outright say no to, oh my god, is Dermond Priory. Because Dermond Priory turns us into a golem at one point, and I'm scared that I won't be able to fight in the golem, and I'll just lose. And that sort of scares the piss out of me. So, not Priory, but I'm happy to do either Vigil or Whispers. It's up to you guys. Ewendell, it's great to see you. Here's some money out of my narcotic cough syrup fund. If I die from flu, it will be on your shoulders. Full stop. No cheeky face or anything there. Thanks. Thanks very much for that. So, I don't know which one really I want to do. Where did the videos go with the potatoes? Alright, so the code is going to be 60. 60, and so yeah, we're not going to find the missing squad. The missing squad scares me too much. So first we had Gold Armor Man who tried to go Priory. Oh no, we had Gribble Girl who said Vigil. Vigil 60 is the easiest. Okay. So the Vigil are to do with the tanks. This is kind of cool. I haven't done the Vigil one for ages, by the way. Oh, not armor. Stop giving me armor. I can't equip that. I want weapons. Give me weapons, arena net. Weapons. Please. For the love of goodness. For the love of heck. That's a 12 slot bag. Right. So it's just... Oh, they're not going to move, are they? That's annoying. Okay. Lovely. Did I say a cuss? Cuss is a weird word. That's a very American word to me as well. Cuss. Anyone from the UK ever use the word cuss? Alright. Oh, I said heck. He died doing what he loved, giving WP money. No, watching Wooden Potatoes, alright? Watching, alright? Let's not cheapen it. You think you can just drag a bigger bag into the slot and it will replace it? Really? Will I continue my story marching orders? Someone said, yeah, but Merciless is over if I make it. We need hard missions. Yeah, but I might do another similar challenge, man. It will just be Guild Wars 2 Ultimate. And the rule set is something different. Actually, to tell you the truth, I'd probably still call it Merciless. It would just be Merciless, like, 4.0. And, oh, God. Oh, we get to see the cool thing here, I think. And it would be, you know, it would be a level 80 challenge getting through Living World or something. By the way, yes, I've talked about in several of the streams, this idea, what I love about the personal story is seeing weird stuff that's just, like, odd and it's, like, weirdly implemented and seems placeholder and was never touched anywhere else. There is a variety of enemy. In Guild Wars 2, there's a type of enemy in this game that doesn't appear anywhere else. It doesn't appear in Straits of Devastation, Malkor's Lit. It doesn't appear in Mount Melsham. Nowhere in Kryta. Nowhere in the Heart of Maguma. Nowhere in Path of Fire. Nowhere. Not a single dungeon. Not a single fractal. Not a single raid. Not a single story step. Except one story step. And we're in it. There is an enemy. Why the devs have never reused it. Why it only appears here. What any of these things are, I have no idea. But this is it. It's here, and I'll show it to you. It's an interesting little creature. It's like a stationary... It's like a mob that's almost like a structure. And it's like a flaming undead gargoyle monster thing. And everything about it is peculiar to me. The devs have slowly got better at identifying, like, assets within the game that they can repurpose later. Like, there used to be some turrets that appeared in one of the Order of Whispers missions when you're defending their base that the devs never used anywhere. But I think around Heart of Thorns they started repurposing that, and that was cool. But this creature has never had a look in anywhere else. I wonder whether the devs actually know it's in the game or not. Anyway, so this is also a great... I really like the visual step here. I really think the tank arc is... If I was going to rebuild the personal story and remove, like, the choices and just have one proper through line that's really well delivered, I would have the backbone of it be this tank arc and meeting the Pale Reavers and stuff. Because these characters all become really relevant in Heart of Thorns. I don't know, it's just good. It's just nice. So, the idea of the instance right now, okay, is we need to get to... I actually need to press F on Tegwin, so let's just do that first. And then we need to go to these docks. Sorry, let's go in hot attack formation. Okay, so we need to go to the docks. We're gonna arc around like this, okay? This is the idea of this instance. Now, on the route, hidden, like off on the right somewhere, is this weird creature I'm talking about. So we'll have a look. Look at these Deadeye animations as well. Look at it, it's beautiful. It's a good instance. I want these guys to get reflected with their rifle barrage so that it hits me so I can see what the name of the ability is in the combat log. I wonder if that's on Wiki, the name of this. Look, they actually have a spotter from me as well. That's kind of cool. Right, hold on. I want to find the mob. This feels very Guild Wars 1, this moment here. It's like in one of these little areas. Maybe someone in chat knows? I don't think it can kill me. I think it does like burning damage or something. Maybe it's a bit further along. Or I'm thinking of a totally different instance, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. Sorry, is it like the bird in Kessex Hills? Is there a unique bird in Kessex Hills? You went to make coffee. What am I looking for? A unique... I'm not going to tell the whole story again because you were out getting coffee. But there's like a mob here that doesn't appear anywhere else in the game. Probably the low poly crane from the trailers. Oh, I see what you mean. That's used in other places as well. That's not only there. Pretty sure there's one of them in the Grove. I'm pretty sure there's one of them in Mount Maelstrom. Oh, or was that just that waterfall feature that I'm thinking of? What am I being hit with now? Is someone got retail? Oh, hello! Flurry of Bites. 00000 from Flurry of Bites. Water Bolt. Let's knock him away. We interrupted. I think probably a geyser there as well. That's quite nice. Proceed to the docks. God, that water flapping sound, despite the fact that we're nowhere near the coast and they've got the audio just to transmit that over and over and over again. Alright, so let's sneak through here. I mean, I gotta show it to you guys now. I've built it up too much, really, haven't I? Putrefier. Minimap is not unfogging, by the way, despite the fact I'm quite in this area. It's like... I'd be really sad if they've already killed it. I mean, I must be honest, I thought it was like more up here or something. Not right round on the boundaries here. Still got my entire squad with me. For some reason, mentally, I thought the squad would still be down there near the docks or something fighting on their own, but no, they're running around with me. This is this little camp. Some more enemies to fight. Ineptitude would be such an OP skill for this challenge. What, Guild Wars 1 Ineptitude or Guild Wars 2 trait-based Ineptitude? It's funny, actually, because... Oh my god, they sniped it. That's so hot. That's really cool. Guild Wars 2 Ineptitude... like, do you see that, by the way? Right? Let me just... That, why did I think that was cool? Why? Why did I have an actual pleasant experience? Because abominations are the only notable mobs in the entire game. You make something good in the gameplay and all of a sudden, you know, interesting things happen. Emergent, dynamic, cool things happen in the combat. You make everything a face roll, it doesn't exist. Anyway. I don't know why I'm on a high horse. Do these guys just keep patrolling? There's no mention of the unique enemy in the wiki. Maybe it's not this instance then. Maybe it's not this instance. Do we have another instance in this area later? Does one of the other arcs have an instance in this area? It's in like a little shrine room amongst the coral like this. Maybe it's... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just go down to the docks then, I guess. Maybe it'll be later. Because we are on a timer. I do vaguely want to beat this in time. By the way, we could probably have beaten this in about 8 hours, if not less. Oh, no. This is it. This is it. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. That's the fiery thing there. There you go. Orion Fire Eater. There you go. All right, what I want to do is I want to aggro these mobs so that my allies don't absolutely poo all over them instantly. No, Karis and Tegwin are running in crazy. Look how big Karis's dick is there. Jesus Christ. Come back, lady. Come back. Here you go. Here it is. Before it dies, we'll get a good look at it. First person. Use it interface off. It threw a fireball at us. It's like a weird, fiery looking Drake. And it's eating the fire of this pedestal, and it's spitting fire at us. So there you go. And now it's dead, and now it's roaring, and then it exploded into poison and fire. So it's a variety of Drake. So there you go. Orion Fire Eater. There you have it. And it's not used anywhere else, and I don't know why. Make them stealth so you can go up close. Lovely, lovely. Not playing bear bow? No, we never got a bear in the end. By the way, earlier, Ewendell says, I hope you avoid the flu this season. I feel like shit. Sorry, dude. Yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of a bug of some kind, but I didn't feel bad at all. It was just a bit of a sniffly nose. Its wiki page says it's in the mission, but it's not listed on the mission foes. So there you go. Does that have a wiki page, the Orion Fire Eater? Why abandon Merciless if you complete it with a ranger? As you said, it's like playing half the game. Why not try on a class that provides a challenge? It's a good question, and that's something I'm open to. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's really stupid of me to think about anything about ending it like that. Because the ranger is just really easy. Though, just to, elaborate a little bit. This is not our first tune. All the other ones were boring as well. Rev was alright. And Thief was... Well, no, I can't remember doing it on Thief. Did we not play a Thief? I don't know. One of the ideas for a challenge I've had for a long time is literally make it just a Thief-only challenge. Just find whatever rule set makes it most interesting, and you have to play a Thief. And it's called, like, the Lone Thief Challenge or whatever. And you or not just, you know, the Thief is being used as an example there. You just find whatever the perfect difficult experience in Guild Wars is. And the rule set says it's this, and this. Even if it's, like, really extreme rule set, where it's like, on this instance, you can only use a sword. On this instance, you can only use dagger main hand. On this instance, you can only use pistol off hand. And blah, blah, blah. Obviously, that's an extremely exaggerated representation of what I'm talking about there. I like this cutscene. What's this screen effect they're doing here? That's nice. But yeah, hopefully you get the picture. You get what I'm saying. So there you go. Tanks delivered. More armor. If this was POF, those would be like mounts. We'd get to climb in them and drive them around. And so there you have it. Big dick and hairy Dorito chest. Yeah, something like that. Right. Armor guard. So I guess we'll just move in. This loaded us out in a very cool place as well. One of my favourite areas in all of All. Just because it had a bit of lore in it. And I think one of the things... you can only use offhand pistol. Yeah, I know. That would be like headshot spam to beat the game. You can only have pulmonary impacts or something. I don't know. The next instance is cool. The gameplay and narrative really blend together. It feels like a war film. Wow, I'm cynical about that, but let's see. Maybe you're right. Maybe something will jog in my memory. This is the one with the big open field and just all the, you know, it's pretty large scale, right? Weird. I like this art, but I don't know what the hell that's supposed to represent. Alright, it's Tactician Bairn. Headshot spam beats everything though in PvP. Yeah, I love identifying when you're against a thief that's just spamming headshot, because you can just stand there and just watch them go and then they stop and it's like, oh, I have no initiative. And you were literally just AFK through the whole time. And then, it's brilliant. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed that top quality broadcast in there. Pew pew noises made with my mouth. What is a Reaver anyway? All I can think of is the StarCraft 1 unit. Well, the Pale Reavers are a really, really exciting idea. And they're basically... The Pact has identified that Sylvari can't be corrupted. For reasons that are only hinted at here, but later will be fully explored in the Heart of Thorns expansion. But they've realised, you know, if they can't be corrupted, let's have a top elite squad of Sylvari that, you know, are employed against the in the fight against Elder Dragons. And so the Pale Reavers are a squadron of Sylvari specialised units that go out there and fight against Zaitan here in this story arc. It's really good. I like it a lot. It's a great idea. Can you copy that pew pew noise and replace the headshot sound with it? For sure. Find that guy that when POF was coming out was replacing mounts with, you know, various skins and models and things. And get him to do that for audio. The really hard trick is to use autos and headshots, but it's very hard. Okay, so these explosions, we have to clear these mines. Welcome back, Pale Reavers. Such a shame none of these guys were called... If these were called Pale Reaver Deadeyes, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? Imagine a world where these were called Pale Reaver Deadeyes, and the personal story was really good and fun, and everybody played it. You'd have all these new players who are on Thieves getting here being like, oh my god, I've got to be one of those. And then they'd buy Path of Fire, because they would want to be a Pale Reaver. That's a pretty good idea for a character, actually, I think. A Sylvari thief that's... role-playing, if you will, or whatever, as a Pale Reaver, and runs a rifle Deadeye. Maybe it would be more interesting to do a challenge mode of Heart of Thorns and POF. Yeah, we've discussed this. I'm open to looking into it more. The thing with those is they're very dialogue heavy, and you can't really skip it. Much more so than what you're looking at here, which is to the core story's detriment, but as a challenge, it's a positive. So I don't know. Is this the Path of Fire history? Well, in a sense, I guess. What happens is new players play Ara and then develop a deep hatred for Deadeye mobs and then the elite specialization. That's fine. As long as they have a notable feeling. We're going to Lightning Reflex in this direction here to clear that. WP, do you think Arena should do something more with the decoration mechanic? Make it possible to place objects in your home instance, perhaps? A lot of people have talked about that for a long time. I think X-Pack 3... If the devs are going to keep going, you know, BD on this and so on, I think X-Pack 3... bringing decoration to home instances and expanding the scope of home instances. And I think fishing... are two pretty good features that they could throw in with X-Pack 3. So, maybe. I don't know how many units that would shift, but another wave of elite specializations, fishing, home instance decorations, and sort of a redefining of the way that Scribe works or something. Or maybe a new discipline to work alongside it. I mean, I'm still a big believer. Heart of Thorns taught me, as cynical and negative and rude people are about scribing, go back and watch my Heart of Thorns review. You'll understand why. I really like scribing. And Heart of Thorns, as cynical and gross as I thought, why would you ever add a new discipline? That's not exciting. I would be really excited to see an expansion sold with a new discipline as a part of it. I really would. So, you know, if you're gonna do a home instance thing, maybe it's like a home version of the scribe or whatever. These are things that interest me. I don't know whether they're... The problem is, if the player base doesn't see it, if it's not marketable, then maybe they can't do it, you know. So all Berserkers, Golds, I think the PvE meta have moved away from that. Yeah, it's not been all Berserkers for ages. Not in the sense that that's the only gear people run, which has been a petty and ridiculous criticism for even while it was in peak use. But not either in the sense that that's the only playstyle available either. Lots of available playstyles than just damage. It depends what areas of the game you're looking at, though. It's very fair to say that for the personal story and open world core experience, it is all still Berserker, from the sense that it's just do damage. It takes a lot of effort to build like a game where playing a pacifist healing role is viable the whole way through. You know, a very, very, very tricky thing to be able to do. Not many games do. And the games that do that sell themselves off of that luxury. Stuff like Dishonored, right? Where it's like, you've got so many different ways of doing it. You don't just have to kill everyone. You could do this and this and this. You know, it's... You miss power builds? You're sick of Condi? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think that it's all Condi anyway. It's in a good mix of power and Condi in PvP at the moment. I see a good mix of power and Condi in raids. Slightly more Condi oriented. But in fractals, everywhere else, it's all power anyway. I think there's a good balance of the two. Wild versus Wild, I can't speak to. I'm not sick of Condi at all. Also, from the raiding perspective, there's literally no, like, flavor-wise, it really doesn't feel very different playing a Condi build versus a power build anyway. Just the way that your numbers appear based on the UI, and I think that's an arbitrary thing to care a lot about. God, these tanks are so loud. There we go. Peace and quiet. Oh, you think that it's not arbitrary? Big numbers are what's important? Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't. None of it matters. The user interface that the devs give anyway. The only thing that really is exciting to look at is when you're running like Arc or whatever, and you see that you're on top of the list and by like a huge chunk or whatever. That's what's exciting, and it doesn't matter whether it's a power or a Condi build. It's going to be presented to you in the same way. So we're going to find the source of the risen giants. I'm going to climb up this rock here and hope we can do it from that. As we move away from the tanks, I'll turn the environment volume back up as well. We don't need all of these this quiet. Could put a bit of music on as well. Sorry, guys. We haven't had any music the whole time. You guys can't hear the game, right? Yeah, the only way a healer would be good is you'd always need someone to heal up, yeah, and that they would do the damage and stuff. There's a Guild Wars 1 viable thing, but not Guild Wars 2. Even in Guild Wars 1, if you were doing that for just henchies, ugh, playing a healer, I mean, it's nice. We're all happy to hear it's an option, but to actually live it, it wasn't that fun. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Ewendor. I really do. I just think that you I acclimate to that. You know, I know how fun it is to do 100 blades and watch it roll up and up and up and power warrior. I get what you mean, or like get that really chunky eviscerate and stuff. But I just think when you're raiding and stuff, you get used to sort of what that ballpark number is always going to be. You just sort of get used to it. When you're with 25 might and Voln and you've got all this stuff. And it's not exciting anymore. I remember like watching like old D&T and dungeon videos where they'd do a RAR P3. And you've got that like Necro or whatever that summons the marks near the start. And you'd like, that was the old benchmark thing. And watching like warriors use their 100 blades and watch it go all the way up to like 50k or something and be like, oh my god, I get it. But I also think you get bored of it after a while because, or not bored, you acclimate to it and then it's not notable anymore. And at that point, the difference between power and Condi is arbitrary. I think anyway. Maybe that's a sign that I just play too much. That's sort of how I feel. I love this. This is ArenaNet. ArenaNet, listen to me. This is golden. This is beautiful. This is one of the coolest things you've ever done in the game. Do you realize this? Look at how amazing this is. Use your lighting, guys. That's like, mwah. You could get me pregnant with that. That's so good. Genuinely. Why do they not use this trick more? Whatever genius invented this needs a promotion. Look at that. Yeah, this is max level, yeah. It's just some of the thrilling gameplay in store for you in Personal Story. It's a giant chief. How would I go about differentiating between power and Condi? I think that they're doing well, actually. The recent change that they made where they doubled the duration but halved the stacks. I think that just needs to happen more. I think that it's where power and Condi is concerned for raids, I think it's a profound and interesting thing when it comes from a comp level. And I think, you know, exaggerating that difference so that you're more likely to take power when there's lots of phases and invulns and Condi shed. and you're more likely to take Condi when there's lots of damage uptime and very little Condi removal. I think that that's what needs to be exaggerated. I think that that's what needs to happen. And I think it's more of an on-paper, okay, guys, what do we want to bring to the encounter? Intrigue. Not a sort of a moment-to-moment, not superficial, what's the word? Visual difference, right? That's what I mean. Because when you get to raids and there's just massive amounts of... This is all raid-focused, by the way. For the game in general, I believe that Condi, in the world of Condi Cleanse, I'd rather, instead of seeing full stacks being removed at once, I'd rather see us go into a position where conditions are applied through atrophy and they're removed through atrophy. So you stack damage percent condition reductions rather than cleansing them outright. And I think once that side of the game, that half of the game is established, I think that the way that they design traits and weapon skills and things that apply Condis can sort of be balanced differently as well. And I think that when we're in that world, it sort of presents a more interesting seesaw. What's going on with these here? Why am I not unfogging anything? But I think right now, in a world where people cleanse 20 burn instantly, it sort of made the devs be very aggressive about Condi application in the game, because it just doesn't... I'm talking about the entire game now. I'm not talking about raiding. I'm talking about across the game. The devs have been very aggressive about Condi builds, because to make them work, because they can be cleansed instantly, they have to be applied very heavily. And so we've seen over 5 years, they've just, as a general trend, upped the application and upped it and upped it and upped it and upped it. And that trend's only just been addressed and started to twist the other way. But I think the reason that existed in the first place, why Condi builds became so bursty, and the difference between the two with power felt so arbitrary, I think it's because of the way cleanse has always been handled in the game. I don't believe in a world where Condis stack, the entire stack should be cleansed in the way they are right now. I think it all started with that, really. We'll take this spine guard. This is pretty nice. We finally get a back piece right at the end of the game. Great loot. I'm really happy with this. How this has worked out, taking just personal story rewards, is awesome. Finally get a back piece. And we can actually skin it as well. This is an interesting skinless back piece. What should I put on the back here, guys? Oh, I can put... Hold on. Boom. That's not actually it, is it? I thought it was something else I was supposed to have. Anyway, there you go. That matches the outfit you guys picked before. All right, so now we need to meet her back at Care Shadowfane. That's the Steel Tide, right? So we can leave? We can leave. Mad Pie Man says, I agree. However, will non-raid PvE content, power is already preferred. So making Condis ramp up more would make them weaker in these situations. I agree, definitely. Again, I think this is actually, when it comes to raiding balance, most of the discussion is about the encounters and how the encounters are structured. You're looking at the raid team. I think the criticisms should be thrown to the raid team and the way that they build those encounters, because it's the encounters themselves that can encourage build diversity a lot more than the balance team can. The balance team have sort of got to hit a certain middle ground, a middling area that, you know, they can only go so far. But if the raid team creates a boss that takes, you know, to use a disgusting, terrible example, but like a boss that takes 500% more condition damage versus another boss that takes 500% more power damage, you know, they have that kind of power, you know, to whatever degree they seek to use it. So, yeah, I believe it. A lot of the build diversity lies in that. You know, I know that the spotlight right now is on getting more wings out, and the main thing people want is more wings, more wings, more wings. And I know that I'm a broken record constantly asking them to go back to old stuff, but I think one thing that would be really healthy for the game and the raiding scene right now, really healthy, is for the raid team to go back at wing 1, 2, 3, 4 and just have a look and a retune at all of those encounters. Like, make Gorseval a little bit tankier so that there is more of a discussion of whether we go for no updraft or updraft, because it's too cheesy right now. That's like an easy, obvious thing to do. But some of the other encounters deliberately tune the way that they're phasing to genuinely, knowingly, deliberately decide whether this is a Condi encounter or not, or a power encounter, and, you know, stuff like that. I think that, you know, that could be really healthy for the game, for them to, wise as they now are, with Path of Fire out and 2 full waves of elite specializations that have just released. You know, it's not like another one's about to come out threatening to throw everything off and rock the boat. This is a perfect time to just go back and retune that stuff and make sure that old content isn't invalidated. That's what Guild Wars is always about, right? With its weird no grind and all this kind of stuff. It's about not invalidating old stuff. Don't let balance invalidate your old stuff. Go back and tune it now. That's what I think would be really healthy. It won't happen, I'm sure, because, again, it's all about making new stuff ADD style, as is represented through various aspects of this game's development. But there you have it. Did the devs do that rebalance? No, they haven't. They've just let it be for most of it. In some ways, you know, one of the really profound changes recently was that distortion change. That did profoundly retune a raid encounter. But again, that was the balance team, not the raid team. Balance team did that. They carried the torch there. It could have been a collaboration between, you know, across the studio, obviously, and they would have known what they were doing to support one another's endeavors there, but... Is this potato meme? I don't know what that means. Ewendell says MMOs are like that. It's been 7 years since Cataclysm and WoW. I don't think there's anything wrong with what you said there. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's the way that development has to be. Maybe in the reality of the world, that's how you have to handle it. It's a bit like with the adding new maps to the game, right? I believe, and I talked about this in a Q&A, one of the last videos I did just before New Year rolled around. You know, they probably passed that point where they're like, you know, MMOs, we can only spread out, so we've got a certain size population, we can only spread them out so much. Let's just go nuts with it and accept the fact that Living World Season 3 maps will be dead eventually. Accept the fact that Season 4 maps will be dead eventually. But just add enough replayability and stuff for when they come out. It turns the game into this, like, ephemeral thing. This, like... I think that's what really gets to me with Guild Wars. If I look at many games I love, I can pick them back up 20 years from now, and I can play them again, and I can have that experience, and it will be the exact same experience, and I get to relive it, and I get to, you know, have that joy again. MMOs, you kind of can't, because so much of it's this intangible, ever-shifting thing based on the community that's present at the time, and where that community is, and what balance was like, and because they're just constantly changing. So to a certain extent, maybe they should just embrace it, you know. When they do all this account binding stuff, maybe that's just a logical extension of accepting that very fact I just stated. That there's no point making it all character bound so that someone 20 years in the future can go and play and experience all their progression and unlock all their dies and unlock all those achievements and do the carca hunting in LA and stuff. There's no point, because it was all this ephemeral, constantly shifting thing anyway. Do you get what I mean? So maybe that's just embracing what the world is, what MMOs are. I still find myself not enjoying it, though. So we just need to defend this place. I'm really... this arc I've not really paid any attention to right now. I'm just holding back a bit. Does the timer include grinding to 80 or only the story missions? It's only the story missions. I didn't grind to 80 at all. I used these items here, which the devs sort of hand out to you. The Tomes of Knowledge. And what they do is they give you instant free levels. So I've just got a handful in my inventory. If ArenaNet had... Sorry, it's hard to look at chat right now. If they had enough resources to create a new large team, do you think they would use that team to go back and remake old content, or do you think we'd be seeing new content? So you're saying, imagine 50 extra guys just manifested out of the ether. They require no training. They require no pay. They work 9-hour shifts and no lunch breaks. They love Guild Wars. What do you assign them to? It's an amazing question, isn't it? And the question isn't what I would want them to go to. The question is what I think ArenaNet would put them on. And they can't put them on like another game or anything. They have to put them on Guild Wars. They can't put them on Guild Wars 1. I think if they just had that out of... I don't know, because I don't know what they're working on right now. But if they're not doing it already, Living World Season 1, maybe? Just to sort of get that done, because that's still sort of looming over. Or at least I feel like it's looming over, and I'll sneer at them about that until it's done. So there's that, at least. I don't know. Are we also saying that these people could be anything? They could have any talent, any quality whatsoever. They could be anything. Can they filter them into existing teams, but they're just all like, you know, they're animators, right? Or they're all like, these guys are like marketing aficionados and like gods of media manipulation and, you know, pushing products. There's 50 of them. And they've all just joined ArenaNet. So what, they just have a team of people just to execute viral marketing campaigns and social engineering to make people love the game. Yeah, something like that. That would probably be the best thing to do. You'd get a lot of money from that. Suddenly have a massive population and secure your future. That would actually be the best. As a company, that would be the best thing to do. Wouldn't even be developing for the game. It would just be convincing people it's an amazing game to come to. You actually get all the Patriots AIs? Sorry, I don't understand that comment. Gem store? You seriously think ArenaNet are missing a trick by not allowing players to activate challenge modes on characters that do things like reset mastery points? Or Iron Man mode. You could reset progress on certain characters and get rewarded for doing that. I agree, man. I agree. I agree. I wouldn't have a problem with the account binding if there was some variant of that. Now, I actually have a very specific idea for how I'd want them to do that. Account sharding. Which is essentially, if you guys saw, if you've played any of the betas for this game, you'll notice that you're on the same account with the same email, the same login, the same everything, but it's treated as a beta account now, and everything's fully reset. It's like a different shard of your account. You have your account, and then when you create a beta character in your character lineup, when you create it, it has no AP, and it has, you know, it's back to 0. It's back to nothing. It's like an account within an account. It's like a nested account. It's like a Russian doll account, okay? An account shard. And they do that for the betas, so that any progress you make during the betas won't carry over to the real game, and so on. So, that idea of an account shard, expanding that into a full-on feature where you can buy new shards for the same thing, and, you know, the characters that appear in there, and you could tie that to a league system and stuff. That's actually where my heart is with that. But yeah, essentially the same thing, and I think that they are missing a trick, definitely. Yeah, there you go. TailM says seasons for PvE. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I've been banging on and on and on and on and on. I mean, there are people tuning out right now because they're like, why is WP still talking about this? I first heard him mention this in 2015. I'm over it. But, yeah, I still believe in it. The Patriots are from Metal Gear. They're sort of a shadow organization that controls the entire US media's thing. Ah, I see. I was actually reading on Reddit about some book people recommended, because there's this book criticizing the Trump administration from within or whatever that just came out, and everyone's talking about buying books again now. And there's a tangent to discussions on that. Some people were mentioning... Did the map just expand? Yeah. Some people were mentioning some book that talks about, like, so what was it? Some guy wrote it, and his profession was media manipulator or something like that. I think the book's called Believe Me, I'm Lying. Anyway, yeah. It's a thing, definitely. I don't think it's... You have to look to Metal Gear. What I should do, you know this whole I should learn a language. What I should actually learn is I should learn a programming language, whichever one helps me to create bots that will plug wood and potatoes everywhere. That's probably what I should do. Not work on editing skills or concept series that I think people might genuinely want to watch or whatever. I should learn a programming language and create an army of bots that talk all about how amazing this Guild Wars 2 YouTuber is. And also how bad anyone I don't like is. That's the other... You get a bit of a double whammy there. So we use our tank to stop the counterattack. Our last surviving tank. Can we CC him away? Nope. Am I hyped for Death Stranding? Not at all. I've never been on that train of... Christ, I can't even remember his name. But the guy that's doing it. Dotsy says you can pay for that these days. Yeah, but I'll look like... I don't want that on my Google history. And I don't want to learn how to use an Onion browser or whatever. Screw that. No. VPNs? Screw all this stuff. No. I'm just going to, you know, I'll make my own so I don't look like a scumbag. And if you pay for it, it's like cheating. You know, there's no respect in that. But if you grassroots build your own bot army, well, you know, there's something respectable about that, isn't there? Oh, yeah, we just hit our 10th hour. 10-hour character. If I do /age right now, it says we're actually... The character is 10 hours, 16 minutes old. This is a slow story arc, by the way. Very slow. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours. Oh, we are getting close to the end, though. I don't know. I think after this arc, actually, tomorrow will be the end of Merciless. Kojima. Yeah, Kojima is who I wanted to say. I just didn't want to look like a total idiot by getting it wrong. Abomination exploded. So, this is actually an okay instance. I've got my... Obviously, I'm standing here because I want to kite down there if worst case scenario hits. I'm going to heal with this. This guy's chasing me and I'm really scared of him. Get some weakness up. Ow. Christ, the splash on that, man. The splash on that. This Acolyte is all owing us as well. Going back to the other pet for now. And we'll swap, because I like being able to swap on and then proc the F2. Because it will be next to me instead of having to wait for the pet AI to run all the way over and whatnot. Can I use the mortars? I can. I don't know how good they'll be. And I can't really aim them. Interesting. Oh, hello. Oh my god, have they just all just aggroed me because I used the mortar? So if I do that, and then I come to this one, and then I do that. Oh, look at that. That's not too shab. I'm scared of this guy, though. He's hitting me hard. They're doing that teleport thing. I need to run. I'm running at full speed here. I think I got a lot of aggro on myself getting on that mortar. Bit concerned, really. That guy's an explosion. Without lightning reflexes, I don't want it anywhere near me. There you go, it's popped. The mortars don't die, do they? Risen arms spawning behind the mortars. This is a nice idea as well. Sorry, I let the pet die. Fleeing here. How much frenzies he's got? 5. Still lots of space. There's even some NPCs that I can aggro to boards. So many dead allies over here. Look at that. Should bust out the search and rescue. That guy has spawned in T-pose. And he's just sliding around. He's exploding. Oh, what? No, the cooldown is universal. Alright, never mind. Right, I'm doing quite a long shot on that one. Hopefully they land comfortably back there. Is it that giant that needs to die? Is that what this is? Is there like a key mob over there that I need to kill? What's that ghost back there? That's extraordinary. Dodging that. I'm too scared of that. He might one-shot me. Took quite a lot of aggro here. I'm really scared right now. Healing. Your pet is too far? What? Alright, everyone is dead now. Is it these two giants? Is this what we got to do? Have we got to kill these two giants? He's throwing the rock. Broke combat. I'm really happy with that. Do they not res? He's still being sieged by something. Something's hitting him. Fernhound just scored a kill. Dodging this with lightning reflexes. I'm assuming it's these guys because they're very stationary. What's the big ghost in the background? That looks really eerie in a very cool way. I like it a lot. Is he supposed to be the bad guy? Right, so that's one giant down. Ives is still going. Let's send the Drake over there. Oh, no. Okay, he's going to be too far. Let's kill this A-bomb then. Oh, what is this renewed push from them there? That's a bit scary. Need to get behind him because when he charges, that's going to be awful. That villager is just so... Alright. That A-bomb's dead as well. So once this guy's down, we can clear... oh my god, the next wave. Oh no, the giant's dead over there. No, he's not. He's low. Alright. I'm really scared of this wave of A-bombs. The thing is, I can't kite up that road because that's the exit to the instance. He's walking. I should run. I'm going to retreat, actually, in a second. Pretty concerned right now. Hold on. What we're going to do is we're going to retreat for piercing arrows here on Lead the Wind. Attack speeds, pierces, and recharge reduced. So we can shoot our arrows. If you guys don't understand this, we can shoot our arrows. How are you still on me? Christ. Through 5 targets. Every one shot we take now will go through 5 instead of just getting obstructed by the first. We lose 15% damage if he was crippled and stuff, but he's not necessarily going to be. He's really low. I think this is just like Blightghast, by the way. It feels like Blightghast. There's the barrage. In there, if we just wait long enough, it gets us through it. So there you go. That's the 2 giants dead. Whoa! And another one's just respawned? Where's Ives? Oh my god, you're not well out there, are you? Okay, good. Okay, proceeding through the archway. Okay, sorry guys, that took a long time. Let's see. The ghost is their commander. Yeah, that was pretty cool. He's disappeared now. He did look really good. Oh my god, we did get hit there. He did look really good in the background there. It was quite eerie. Yeah, Dotsy said you should go piercing. I'm glad. I'm glad you... Great minds think alike there, Dotsy. It's really fun trying to figure out what triggers the next bit of the story. Yeah, I don't know. If we'd been playing a little bit more aggressively, maybe we would have known that straight away. No, I haven't done it just yet. I haven't done it. Personal story PogChamp, says Lexi. 29 months. What do I even say to that? 29 months, man. You're a god. It's good to see you, Lexi. WP, now that the shininess of the Path of Fire specs has gone by, what spec do you enjoy more, Tempest or Weaver? Tempest, because it's a support spec, and I really like playing support. Depends on the format and the game type, obviously. But, yeah, I find myself playing a lot more Tempest than Weaver. Weaver is, like, fun if you really enjoy big damage and stuff, but it's clunky, and it's, you know, and I like that. I think it's by design clunky, and I like that. I enjoy it, but I also think that, for me as a player, Tempest. I could have predicted and known that, though, before I even got my hands on Weaver, really. As much as I don't like that Weaver, that Tempest is the support one, because I think thematically that's a ridiculous idea, and, you know, I did that huge podcast talking about it. But I nonetheless, I like the support playstyle. It's kind of like, my thoughts and feelings on Rebound kind of are a microcosm of my thoughts and feelings of the entire thing. Which is that I hate the flavor of rebound and everything it represents. I think it's a terrible idea for a skill that just makes no sense and is very lazy. But the way it plays is really fun, and I actually really enjoy it. And I think it offers a lot gameplay-wise. I think it offers a huge amount to the game. It's just packaged improperly. You have 29 months on one old Guild Wars 2 channel, but he doesn't play anymore. He's still my friend, I hope. Oh, Dotsy, that's sad, man. It's Archmage Harsaf! What? No way. Wow. I can't believe it. We've been thrust into a fight against this absolute terrifying, my mortal enemy, responsible for so many tragedies and points of intrigue throughout this plot. I can't believe he's evil. What an astounding turn of events. I haven't felt this thrilled since I realized Counselor Jake was a bad guy in Divinity Original Sin. Now he dead. It's a Lich! Oh, what kind of terrifying abilities will he use against us? Fear! Was that a fear? Oh my goodness. That's so scary on this permadeath challenge. He's killing my sister, who's now from Cantha, apparently, even though I suggested she was from Elona in my early story. Oh, wait, it's okay, because I'm not playing... Wait, what are we playing? I don't even remember what race we are right now. Are we a Char? Are we a Char Ranger? I can't remember. Yeah, it's Divinity 1 and not 2. And if you're scared about spoilers for a game that old, then you're in the wrong channel. I am a Char, okay. Yeah, I'm a Char. See, when people ask me, hey, WP, do you play Fashion Wars 2? Listen, you just got a bit of an insight into my mind there. You really, listen, that's your answer right there. I'm 10 hours onto this character. I don't even remember what race it is. There was no trolling there. There was no, like, that is legitimately, I had no idea in that moment what I was playing. I would like this bit of the story too if the sad music I hadn't heard 20 times already. It's okay though, we'll hear it again later. I'm pretty happy with those rewarding roonies right there. Nicey, nice, nice. Yes, that is the first guy in the human tutorial waving his arms. I love little moments like that in the story. I will give it credit for those. I think they're all really interesting. It's just they can't carry it. They can't be the backbone. Little bits of trivia that, oh, this was this person from here. They can only be that trivia, you know. On my sort of manifesto 30-page document talking about all of this, I had a whole bit about that. But it is cool. Do you get to use the revive orb if you die? That was a legit question. On the earlier version of the challenge, it was like, these are the rules, but everything else goes. So if you found a revive orb, as long as it was within the designated rules, you could use it. And various things like that. This time, technically this is a no consumable run as well. I mean, I consumed a bag of spirit shards earlier on today's stream. Nobody caught that. But, you know, that doesn't actually affect the game, really. So, I think the no consumable rule, if that were to be honoured, we couldn't use this revive orb. Okay, so at no point in the story, ever, at any point, has anything remotely whatsoever, even slightly, not even for a moment, potentially come close to even suggesting that the Dermot Priory knows anything about a ritual in Ore, or that there was any way to cleanse the place. So naturally, what's going to happen in the first 2 seconds of dialogue on this instance? What you're actually about to witness unfold here, obviously we're not listening to the story really, so you don't get it. But this is one of the dirtiest, like, everybody loved talking about Deus Ex Machina and stuff during the last Living World season. This is one of the dirtiest examples of that you can actually find in Guild Wars 2, and most people haven't recognized it exists. Let's listen to this one. There's been nothing.
Greetings, Commander. This is Havrun Gretchen, one of the spirit shamans of Holbrek. And you already know...
She does actually exist.
Fear of the Vigil.
You're an inspiration, Commander. Many believe that if we can defeat Zaitan, Jormag will be next. Your deeds bring great hope to the Norn.
Indeed. Silvari sing of your victories, and even the Char raise battle cries in your honor. You've been a spark to many flames.
I hope today will bring another victory for Tyria. Marshal Traherne, what's our goal?
I have created a ritual that might cleanse a dragon's corruption. If it succeeds, this mission could be a turning point in the war.
How, Traherne? When? And by the way, it is from the Priory. Wait. It contradicts itself in a second. Don't you worry.
It will hold the connection I need to restore the land with Or's fading life force. If the dragon discovers our attempt, he'll try to stop us.
Don't forget, there's about a million things they could have done here. They could have tied this to the Tome of the Rubicon earlier. They could have tied it more directly to the vision the Pale Tree gave us, as though that was some kind of tip-off. They could have had him expressing some private research in the previous instances on the side of the other missions after all this time we've been spending with him. So we've got to listen very carefully to the dialogue now. Wait, Laranthir.
Fight what cannot be fought.
Oh, that was a cool dialogue. Fight what cannot be fought. That sounded extraordinary. I don't think I've ever heard that line before.
Spirits of the wild, welcome.
Yeah, I know they do.
United in victory.
I mean, it's just so you can tell this was scripted in a vacuum as well, because they open it with like some cookie cutter boilerplate commentary on, oh, this is supposed to be the end of the game, so let's congratulate the player character on all of his accomplishments. We're not going to talk about exactly what they were, because the way we've structured this makes that impossible. But let's just, you know, you can just tell it's just boilerplate, like... It's like when you... Actually, I won't make that comparison. That's a bit of a silly comparison. Anyway, as we walk, they should mention... Or one of them does in their dialogue. Forgive me if I seem distracted. This is the end of my wild hunt. Just thrown out of nowhere. We know that that is his wild hunt. We have heard that before. But, like, the entire progress to this point... It's just like... They're Patrick Stewart telling us to make it so. There's nothing that's led to this. It's just, oh, this is it now. There you go. Can you imagine if they did this in Living World at this point? People would crucify them. Crucify them. Oh, you hear it all the time in the Dragon Stand fight. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, anyway, I'll mute the audio again. But there is a line here that says it's from the Priory, I'm pretty sure. One of them says it. Thanks very much for the sub, Moreland Wolf. Thank you. So my mic is a potato? Sure. But WP, the third act plot device Aspull is a Guild Wars 2 staple. I mean, it doesn't have to be this way. You know, it's a thin line, but it's an important one. Between turning this from an Aspull into, you know, something that coherently and logically was built towards. Your in-game sound is weird. It seems like it's echoing or something. Can other people verify that? Oh, we got hit by an A-bomb there. Can I just point out to Rain Pumpkin, dude, you could have just got me killed there. If he had 25 rage, I'd be blaming you. Maybe Gix was just jelly and took all the credit for Trahan's work. Maybe. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like... It's somewhere near here. I mean, we have another arbitrary death here. If you've made certain decisions, this will be like the 4th or maybe even 5th one you encounter. You can have one in the Dermot Priory arc. Someone dies at the end there. You can have one with the mines when you say your greatest fear is someone dying. You can have, obviously, your mentor dies. Which of the domestic stories ends with the big death? Like, there can be so many. If you pick the Doom option... Like, the amount of random character deaths where they throw the same music at you and do nothing to build the character up. There's like a certain route through the personal story that is so dire. Anyway, Gretchen is the next on a long list. See, here's the other thing with Merciless. I do love talking about it, but I am a little bit self-conscious of how much I whinge about these same things over and over. And Merciless is just, like, baits me into it. It's going to. So maybe this is why we should do another challenge as well. Somebody subbed there. 14 months. It was Maestron. Sup? There are some random events around the world that deal with experiments, like the Sylvari in Blood-Tied Coast, where you use potions on undead, but none are tied together. That's a good idea as well. Yeah, they could tie those. I mean, that's a whole other side of the issue, which Living World, it does very well now. But this kind of disconnect between open world, meta events, and dynamic events, and hearts being tied to the actual story. Like, they don't shit or get off the pot, so they're like sort of, they have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, so they can never clearly reference one thing as being a part of the same story as the other, so they can't support one another in the way that they otherwise could be doing much better at. And that's actually something that Living World Season 3, Path of Fire, and Season 4 now have done really well. Incorporating open world into the actual instance story is beautiful. In fact, you can't even really differentiate them as separate things anymore. And that's amazing. But for core, it was another side of the problem. Not actually one of the most major issues, I would say. I think that you can quite comfortably have a really solid, good campaign that's told quite separate from the open world stuff. I think you can do that. So it's sort of it's actually a problem. It is a problem, but it's quite a low-hanging fruit problem to me that I don't actually care that much about. But that's the one that they seem to have solved best of all in contemporary stuff. Because again, anyone who doesn't really understand this stream or like how I feel about the game and stuff, I do love the way that they tell the story now. I think they do really, really, really well, and things are very different. It's just this core stuff that gets me upset because of, you know, player burnout and what it could be. That's mainly it. It's just the idealist in me being upset. When I think about myself, just to really lay it down for you all, when I think about myself as a Guild Wars fan and a Guild Wars 2 fan, I really put myself back in the mind of that guy that was excited in 2009, 10, 11, and then 12, waiting for release, and his expectations of the game as that all came out, and what that person wanted the game to be. So that's why I have all this sort of pent-up energy about these topics. Because I look back to that. One of the lore books in Istan is written by someone on one of the experiment hearts. That's very cool. I mean, yeah, they do a lot of great references to that old stuff. Many of which I missed, actually, when I did that video on Istan. Guild Wars 2 makes us ask the grand questions like, we will all die in the end. It's amazing. What you just made me think of there, totally off topic, but Carlton Hughes and Damon Lindelof ended up passing the buck in Lost right at the end and acted like that was the big question that they were always trying to go with when they concocted a bunch of random crap out to save their own asses in the last season. It's amazing. One of the most manipulative things you can see someone do. Really, really, really extraordinary. Istan patch was fantastic. I think that Path of Fire might be my favourite game of the year. That's fair, man. I think that you should feel really comfortable to say that and bold and proud of saying that, because I think far too few people say that. And not because it's like a silly opinion to have. I think it's just because people don't consider it as an opinion to have when it comes to an MMO. You know? I think the way we sort of think of MMOs and review them and talk about them as consumers is kind of like really messed up in a lot of ways. That sort of prohibits people saying stuff like that, which is important for the health of the game. That someone new can hear you say that. That's important, man. Anyway, here's Gretchen. Oh, she's dead! Oh, no! And she's a big scary boss. She's actually a scarier boss than most right now because she's actually aggressing me. So I'm going to kite back through the pet so that she goes into the fire. Look at that pro play. You only learn that from being a top 50 PvPer, let me just tell you. Wait. He stabbed Galladbolg into the ground. It's Laranthe. Gretchen is dead. Oh, it's over. We're done. Never mind. I was going to cry. I was going to get into the mode there, but no. We're done now. Music's over. All right, last choice, guys. The last vote for Drake Boy Lulz. Wow, do you know what? I was going to stop the stream after that last arc, but I'm just realizing we only have 2 more instances now. Oh, God. We're going to end it there, guys. It's over. We're going to end it. That's the end of the stream for today. Tomorrow will be the end of Merciless. Tomorrow will be the end of Merciless. Same time tomorrow, 5 o'clock. We're going to have a vote. I know, I'm sorry, guys, but we're going to do it tomorrow. We're almost coming up on 3 hours here. We're going to do it tomorrow, and we will see whether we can go the distance. Tomorrow, we've got an instance with either Grenth or the Spirits and the Norn. I don't really remember the one with the map and the Norn very well anymore. I don't really remember that. But we're going to do that. Then we're going to have the final instance of the personal story, classically, which is a big boss against an Eye of Zaitan. Actually kind of a scary fight, bullet hell style fight. Most people just end it instantly, but because of power creep and stuff. But we won't. And then we have the final mission, which will probably take about an hour to beat. And it's going to be a long, slow, grueling airship in the sky battle. Extremely cinematic. Grind down to the Elder Dragon himself and pressing 2 on a cannon. So that's going to be the final Merciless stream. If we beat it. Or Merciless 2.0 or whatever the balls this one is. And hopefully we will avoid the graveyard. So yeah, that is going to be it, guys. That's going to be it. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with me while I get the videos rolling and we carry on with all this stuff. And I hope you all had some fun. And I'll see you all very shortly.